Greetings, ball sniffers. Welcome to the Church of What's Happened Now. This episode is brought to you, and I'd love to welcome mybookie.ag. Listen, ever since I started this podcast, people always ask for weekly advice on who to bet, who's going to cover the spread. You got the Patriots, you got the Steelers, the Cowboys, Chicago, Mayweather, McGregor. It don't fucking stop. Well, let me tell you this. Where you're betting it is just as important as who you're betting on. That's why I always tell people to go to mybookie.ag. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Join now, today, because football season's here, college football season's here, and you got to be ready to go. No bullshit, okay? The season starts Saturday. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do for you. Join my bookie now, and we'll match your deposit up to 100% bonus of your first deposit up to $1,000. You put a G note in, they put a G note in, all right? Use promo code CHURCH, capital CHURCH, to activate your offer. Visit mybookie.ag, big letters, today, and use promo code CHURCH. You play, you win, you get paid. You don't wait till Thursday. 2 days later, you got an envelope. Number two, listen, how much longer are you going to get ripped off? Do you know that depending on where you get your mortgage, you can save up to $20,000 or more? But 80% of people only get one mortgage offer. And if you go to your bank, come on, chances are you're going to get ripped off, screwed, period. LendingTree doesn't want that to happen. So I'm going to tell you what they're going to do. Are you sure you have the best deal right now? I mean, you're sitting there looking at your mortgage going, what do I do? Here we go. The best deal. Find out how much you can save today at LendingTree.com/church. Again, that's LendingTree.com/church. LendingTree, LLC, NMLS, number 1136. Terms and conditions apply. Kick that motherfucking mule, Lee. Motherfuckers. I got Adam Ray.
Yeah, baby.
I got my main motherfucking Christ killer, Lee Syatt. And your Uncle Joey's here on point, ready to rock with you motherfuckers. Before we get the podcast started, I'd like to extend my heart to the victims of what's going on in Houston, Harvey. And we donated today in the name of the church to the Red Cross. I know they'll get 30 cents on the dollar. And that's not really enough to cover, but I'm thinking of doing a show, getting a bunch of comics, and going down to the Improv and getting like a real fucking shelter that's helped people and maybe do a benefit. So before we get this podcast started, just a little fucking shout out to Houston to keep your chin up. I know you won't even probably be able to listen to this shit because you got no electricity, you're stuck in a fucking gym, but hey, I love you cocksuckers. What's happening, gentlemen?
How are you?
What the fuck is going on
What
there?
the fuck, dude? What a great thing to do, by the way.
Yeah, no, you have to do something.
Not to spend too much time on that topic, but fuck, I read some stories and watched some images today that were just like, I mean, unfathomable. You're just like, fucking. I remember in Seattle when it like flooded once in the backyard of our house, and I went out there as a kid and like I was like 9 years old, and I was like, fucking free swimming pool, And I was fucking swimming in the back with one of my Playmobil like toys, and it fucking fell apart, and it was like devastating. But like I was like, oh, it's fun, a flood. Like, then you see some of these people in actual, like, boats and cars, and you're like, oh, that's real.
They had an image there of a dog with his head outside the sunroof.
Yeah.
And the fucking the water climbing, it just,
Oof.
you can't even imagine it, and this happened in Katrina, 10 years ago?
Yeah.
11 years ago, 12 years ago. And some of those people who were displaced by Katrina.
Yeah, that's the saddest part.
That's the saddest
But-
part, so.
And the thing that I took away from it, obviously, it's like the most terrible thing that could happen to a family, to anyone. But it really like made me almost happy in a way, just to see the response, because we've been for the past few months, just everything has been negative. I feel like every news story reads, everyone's upset, everyone's negative, and it just like. Even though this was terrible, like
I hear what you're saying.
It feels like it's like after like anything bad. It feels like there's still good people.
It's like when you're in elementary school and your PE teacher, like, he's been sick for, like, he's like the shit at your school, and he's been sick for like 8 months, and then you find out that he's like coming back, but he like only to like teach some of the games that the new teacher is fuck. All right, look, this analogy sounded great in my head, but I feel like it's pretty close to it. You know what I'm saying? Where basically what you're saying is like seeing, just to piggyback on it, and I guess say it again in a different voice because it's the same shit. That was a great sentiment. I can't do it better. But it was like, the fact that you're seeing some positivity, be a unification of people, because it hasn't happened in fucking 9 months.
And the craziest thing is, it's been even longer than that.
Yeah.
I got a lot of grief from family members just for not voting the last election. But my aunt, who's a little bit older, said something and I didn't even think about it. Since I've been in 7th grade, since 2001, there's been like constant war,
Jesus,
constant like terrorists, like that threat. There hasn't really been peace for about 16 years.
Yeah.
So it's just like we've almost become used to it, I think. And
Wait, you fucking walk to Starbucks 3 days a week, and you work 2 nights a fucking week. What conflict do you have in your fucking life? You went to college for 4 years. You came out here. You worked as an editor, and then I got my paws on you. You work 2 days a week, and you fan your balls the rest of the fucking time. I got to give you $100 to get you out of the fucking house, and you're talking about what conflict have you had in your fucking life? There's no conflict. You didn't vote because you didn't fucking feel like voting. You shouldn't have said nothing to them in the first place. What do they give a fuck? Just tell them yeah, and tell them it's none of their business who you voted for. Your aunt's going to talk to you about 2001 and terrorists. What the fuck? I was raised in Vietnam when people were coming home and fucking stabbing themselves and getting spit on and shit. And that affected me, but it did not cause me to vote. You know what caused me to vote? Having felonies. That's what caused me not to vote, all right? So stop with the fucking analogies. That's what's killing this country.
Yeah.
We think about everything. We got two things killing us now. We got 2 things killing us now. Overthinking and that fucking internet. That internet gives everybody a fucking voice. Today,
I thought you were going to say ISIS.
All the fucking shit walking in there.
Yeah.
And Melania, people making fun of her because she had heels on or sneakers.
Yeah.
It never ends.
Yeah.
It never fucking ends.
Yeah.
The Floyd Mayweather thing now. It never ends. It's 3 or 4 fucking days. Then these people realize why their lives are fucked up.
Yeah.
Because they focus on everything except themselves.
Wow.
Think about your fucking life.
That was a powerful, dude. Not even 10 minutes in.
We have no fucking idea what tough is, my friend.
Shit, we don't.
Go look at that little kid with sand in his eyes in Aleppo, having to go to a detention center. That's fucking tough. You were in Boston, living in your mom's house, getting 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
What did you give a fuck? You don't give a fuck.
You don't care,
I
man.
wasn't I'm not saying I have.
But you've lived through a lot of bad shit.
I'm just saying it was nice to see nice people in Houston.
No,
Jesus
but then you were
Christ.
saying the other thing about
because I've been
that you've had
berated
nothing
for
but
16 years by the news. I'm not saying obviously.
Then why the
Obviously,
fuck
there's
do you
people
listen
who,
to the news.
There's
how
good
could
news
the
every
news- How could the news berate a human being?
What do you mean? Because it does. That's why people don't watch the news.
But there's some
you
good
shut
stuff
it off.
peppered in. Don't
Yeah.
you got to be? I mean,
There's no
maybe
good stuff. The last 10 minutes, they showed you a guy in fucking Oklahoma that makes tables from fucking sperm. And that's Build America Tough. And they show you the swimmer with no ears that can go to the bottom of the... I got to wait fucking 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's
to hear
the very
anything
end of the
positive.
newscast.
God forbid you
They're
put
like
on
war,
local LA
beheading,
news.
hunger.
You ever
like
wake up
floods.
at fucking 5:30,
Sure.
put on KTLA News.
Yeah.
and listen to that shit from 6 to 20 after 6. It will pollute you for the rest of the day.
It's all the craziest of the crazy, right?
So what happens is...
It's not like man discovered a new way to fly hot air balloons.
What happens is your co-workers, they watch that shit too. And then they go into the office, and just when you thought you were safe,
they repeat all this bullshit they hear.
That shit into your ears.
They're using that as their basis for, like, just the way they think.
It's a fucking nightmare.
All right.
What we've become. Somebody had a great quote today that the internet was what you did to escape from life. Now life is what you do to escape the internet.
Whoa. Who said that?
Somebody, and people were retweeting it today.
I would love to know, and I would love to know that it's not like Tequila. It was like Denzel or something.
I love everything about this, but it really is killing us. It really is killing us. Every time I hear about people getting run over by a car and those terrorist things, I gotta think about all the people that were looking down.
Oh yeah.
I was raised to walk and pay the fuck attention. Pay the fuck attention. Sit straight. Look straight ahead. That guy looks a little weird. You make believe you're not watching him, but you're fucking watching him. You pay attention.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about nothing. I don't want to know nothing about nothing. When I was growing up, I grew up with guys that when you got in the car, they didn't giggle or nothing. They paid attention. We were going to Harlem to pick up a fucking half a kilo of Coke.
Do you feel like the world was just as scary where you needed to pay attention, or it was just
because
you had nothing, you had a minimal reason to be distracted?
You've always got to pay attention. I go to a coffee shop. The last 4 weeks I've been going every day.
Yeah. What do you get?
And it's funny to sit in between people.
Yeah.
And listen to the new American sentiment. How people get together for an hour and a half to discuss Ugats. You want to stop what you're doing and smack them in the fucking face. There's 6 of them that are there every morning, and then every afternoon, I always got the actor chick with the actor guy that can't book a headshot, that they're planning on producing their own film, and they have drink, and you sit there and you want to hit them with the chair. Listen.
Yeah.
You're a fucking confused black chick, and this poor fucking Chinese guy couldn't get a waiter's job at a Chinese restaurant, and you wonder why nobody wants to hire you in the fucking movies. Look at my face. Even I got hired because I had charisma. But you two motherfuckers don't have a chance.
You don't even got charisma.
You got charisma coming.
Dude, charisma is the ultimate charisma. And that's what you, but people don't know about it because they don't have it.
Lee, and the reason why I said that to you is because I don't want that kind of thought in the church no more.
Yeah.
We're tough motherfuckers. We're soldiers. The media don't affect us. Nothing affects us. We got to put that out. Nothing bad has happened. You lived in your mother's house. You never had a weapon in your hand. Nobody's ever shot a gun at you. You've never heard a bomb go off. You've never had 10 Puerto Ricans with knives chasing you.
Unless it was the song Bombs Over Baghdad.
I've heard that a few times.
What I've been trying to do for the last 5 years is toughen you up. You want to go eat Korean sandwiches and conveyor belt and all that.
Conveyor belts.
You work away from me, and that's fine.
That's not healthy.
We're trying to put something together here and get the thought conscience out.
Yeah.
Because that's what the thought is.
Yeah.
That's what the thought is. When you get that out of your mind as an American, that's where your life starts. You've grown on your own.
Yeah.
When the day that you go, none of this really matters.
Fuck it.
What matters is that I should be in school.
Yeah.
I should be getting an education. I'm this age. I should be supporting a household. This is what I should be making. These are the steps I have to take. It happened to me. I thought, well, Mick Jagger's recording a new album. How does that affect your life?
Yeah.
They're in studio. Who gives a fuck? How does that affect me? What do I give a fuck about Mick Jagger? That's what you realize now. When you're young, you have your mind in all these fucking places for no reason. On Wednesday, when you're young, you start thinking about Saturday. Remember that? When you were 20, you thought about Saturday.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Till you got arrested one Saturday. And you didn't think about Saturdays no more.
In Rosarito, my junior year of college.
It's so weird when you listen to people's conversations in coffee shop and listen to the new American sorrow.
Yeah.
Everybody has a sorrow about something, especially in Studio City where I live. Everybody has
People love to have problems, don't they?
Sherman Oaks.
People love to say this. Ready?
And they pull up
Dude, I'm going through something right now.
They pull up in a BMW.
Yeah. But you don't get it.
That they don't.
You think I want to drive this car?
Yeah, I don't understand what
my life's tough, man.
The dilemma is. Like, what is they add this shit to their lives that doesn't belong there.
No, dude.
Doesn't even really matter to you.
Yeah.
It doesn't really even fucking matter to
dude.
you.
You got a shelf that wants to hold as much great stuff as possible. So it's like,
For
don't
years,
fucking don't.
It took me 5 years.
Fill it up with bullshit.
Adam Ray, to go out. I had this fantasy for 5 years, from 1980 to 1985, that I was gonna find $1 million. Like,
wow,
I had
like
this,
treasure,
like no,
City Slicker style.
No. That something was gonna happen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That something was gonna.
An opportunity was gonna be so profitable that you were just gonna be like,
what opportunity? What opportunity? In my mind, somebody's gonna knock on the door.
yeah. Ed McMahon,
Because
Publishers Clearinghouse.
I deserved it. No, with like a brick of kilo of coke,
Oh, yeah.
or some 16-year-old runaway or
By the way-
something for me to make a $500,000 with. But my mind was always concerned about the shit that I had nothing to. I hate fucking chitter chat. Like, I hate small talk
Really?
since I was a kid. 'Cause
How
I
do you
wasn't-
do this?
I
This isn't
wasn't-
small talk.
This isn't small talk.
No.
I wasn't raised around-
Unplanned, unprepared.
No, I don't like that bitching about the country talk
Oh yeah,
of any situation for more than like fucking 3. Like, I can't deal with it.
yeah.
Like, after a while, and now at this point, like, I'm done with it. Like, I'm done with it. Like, I even asked my wife, listen, I won't do something that bothers you, but you can't watch CSNBC no more, because it's killing me. It's killing me. That's what's killing America. They listen to this shit all day. And man, when my wife is around me, she knows I have no interest in that shit.
Yeah.
But when she's around other people and some fucking Gentile gets that shit started about Trump or something, my wife's face turned red and she starts going off. And I tell her I can't have that around.
Yeah.
The last time she did that, I just got up and went to another table. I don't fuck around, Jack. Not even with my wife. I don't fuck around.
Do you have like a no Trump table? You know what I'm saying? Where
No,
you
no,
sit at this
no,
table,
no
you can't talk
politics
Trump?
table.
Yeah.
We're having coffee. We're having a good
This is a
time.
Trumpless table.
We're talking about you eating some chick's ass in Indiana last
Dude,
week.
I don't wanna transition
and
into
coming on her
politics.
back.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, some jerk off sits next to you. And
Speaking
starts
of
telling-
backs, we need to support Trump and what he's trying to
well,
do.
Not Trump or just any of that shit.
Yeah.
Any of that rhetoric that's going on ABC, the first 20 minutes of any news
It's all I heard.
Yeah, no, did you hear what's going on? We're over here having a conversation about Indianapolis.
Yeah, dude.
How you think she chiseled you at the door.
Come on.
But the waitress sucked your dick the one night, so it balanced out. Even if she
bing.
stole 300, she let her finger you in her asshole while she
so
sucked your dick.
we broke even.
And all of a sudden somebody comes along and starts talking about just something to bring that table down about politics.
Sure.
At any level.
Even if it's not policy related, it's something like you just said, like Melania's wearing heels at the flood. It's like, fucking get you've given over to it so much that you're looking at the details. Like when people to me, and this isn't,
Hold on one second, Lee, while he's talking. Put on Sleepers. There's a scene in there I want Adam to see.
Yes.
Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
The beginning of Sleepers. This is how I was raised. To eliminate
Yeah.
any problems. There was a thing when I was raised that, especially at my mother's bar, I saw it. And then when they brought it to my attention, even as a stupid fucking kid, I go, they got a point. As I got older. When I was growing up, there was no religion or politics allowed.
Right.
Like, you couldn't come into my house, even as a Catholic, and start talking about some priest fucking some kid in the ass. Sleepers, bar scene.
Look at that lineup: Bacon, De Niro, Hoffman, Patrick, and Pitt. 96. Wait, your mom owned a bar, by the way?
Yeah.
Is
With
this
the
it?
sun loud. Yeah.
That's incredible.
This is a movie about these guys called the Westies, who was a true story, but the guy who wrote it afterward finaged on the story. You could speed it up a little bit.
Okay. How far?
Right there with, let's see what is there.
The bartender knew their faces as most of the neighborhood knew their names. They were two of the founding members of the West Side Boys. They were also...
You want to try to find a better version of it?
No, because they're going to do it right now, but you'll hear it.
That's Jason Patrick. Looks like Morgan Spurlock.
No, that's not Jason.
He was presently a
that?
suspect in
Jason
4 unsolved
Patrick.
homicides. He was an alcoholic and a cocaine abuser with a fast temper and a faster trigger. He once shot a mechanic dead for moving ahead of him in a movie line. The dog-head man was equally deadly and had committed his first murder at the age of 17. In return, he was paid $50. He drank and he did drugs, and he had a wife he never saw, living somewhere in Queens.
Well, we've got a lot of work to the house. It's going to take more than 4 years to He'll take it to the midterm elections. He's got the charisma. He's our man.
Hey, Jerry. What are they talking about?
We're talking about Reagan's speech.
What do those two mention drinks and put on my tab? Jerry, you tell them that Republicans are not welcome in Hell's Kitchen, and either a political conversion or a change of conversation is in order.
Sure thing. Gentlemen, they would like to buy you a drink on one condition. You know the rules. No religion, no politics.
That's
You
it.
get my meaning?
That's it.
Wow.
That's it.
Dude, that's dope. Everybody should watch that before they leave the house.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Let's see if they keep it going. Yeah, crank it up to the end to see what happens. Yeah, Lee, all the way to the end. Move it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right there.
Listen for me.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Right there.
Not right now. Enjoy the rest of your meal.
I read this book, Adam Ray.
And?
I was living in Seattle,
Nice.
1995. I read this
I was
book.
living in Seattle.
And in 97, like around 96, I was on the cover of USA Today that this book was going to get made into a movie. And we cast it. Me and Josh Wolf guessed like 2 out of the 5.
What?
We knew De Niro was going to be the priest. And we knew Brad Pitt was going to be in there somewhere.
No shit. Pitt was just a man of the time.
Pitt was
huh?
just a man at the time,
Yeah.
and there was a guy in the book that fit Brad Pitt, his
Yeah.
personality,
That's great.
everything
dude.
about him. Keep it
2
going,
out of the
keep
5,
it
that's
going.
pretty fucking good.
Yeah, no, I cast this movie way before.
Were people pumped that it
I
was
had the
getting made?
chick in as Jennifer Lopez.
I can't hold still anymore.
That was the guy.
Fuck. All right, see the other one because I want to show him the end of this scene. It's funny because the guy that cast this movie, cast Godfather 2, Donnie Brasco, he cast a bunch of shit.
Fuck.
Let's see the second one. No, the third one. That looks good right there.
By the way, there's got to be some classic bar scenes, huh? In movie history.
God damn it. They're all fucking people taping them with a recorder. Can you hear the sound?
Who the fuck asked you to sit down?
I thought you'd be happy to see it. I guess I was wrong.
You know, I thought you'd do a lot better, you know? And all that training, all the time you put in, just to end up watching someone else's money.
So this is 2 kids that got arrested as kids, and they went to a home, 4 of them, and they got sexually abused and beat up, and they were made to blow the fucking guards and shit. And one day these guys go to have a drink, and guess who's at the bar eating a fucking steak?
Who?
One of the guards who molested them and fucked them in the ass and did all this.
What?
Watch what happens.
Oh,
Unleash it.
Jesus Christ. I thought you didn't like the audio. I apologize.
Speed it up a little bit. They approach him. They start breaking his balls a little bit.
Who's, wait, Bacon's the one that
Kevin
did it?
Bacon, yeah.
I'm asking you for the last time. What the fuck do you want?
Why don't you take your time? It'll come to you.
He doesn't remember them, huh?
No.
Yeah.
And they do.
We were just something for you and your friends to play with.
It's a little harder for us to forget. You gave us so much more to remember.
I love revenge movies.
Chief, let me help you out. You're looking at John Riley and Tommy Marcano.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. That was a long time ago. So how you been?
Yeah, we ain't kids now.
Yeah. So what do you want?
What I've always wanted is to watch you die.
Oh. You ordered the meatloaf. The brisket's really good here, only you'll never know it. You fucked up.
How good was Billy Cudrup, Jack?
Dude, he's killing it.
Killing it, Billy Cudrup.
Dude, Cudrup, man, you gotta ketchup.
That's what he dumped the girlfriend. He dumped the pregnant. He pulled the Tom Brady.
Did he really?
He dumped the pregnant chick, the chick from Weeds.
Mary Louise Parker?
And he went for the chick from the terrorist show on Showtime.
Claire Danes.
Yep.
I tried to make you tough.
Wow.
I tried to make you hard.
Well, I had you all wrong then, though. So all this time I thought you just liked fucking and beating up little boys.
From Parker to Danes. That should be his fucking one-act play,
He
guys.
dumped her like, is it Sarah Louise Parker? Yeah, one of them.
Mary Louise.
They shoot him right in the fucking dick, though.
Did that hurt those?
Under the table.
Yeah.
Yep. And then one right to the arm. Oh. That one's to the head, huh? Yeah. Bye-bye. Oh. I mean.
That's the way to do it.
Everything.
And that's how the movie starts. This is how the fucking movie starts.
Holy shit, dude.
Oops. You should have had the brisket. That's
Dude.
a great fucking line. That's Janice Soprano in the corner.
Oh,
She's one of the witnesses in this. Look, they put their little pieces away. This used to be the fucking Lower West Side, man. You could
you
could
fucking
shoot him.
kidding
Look,
me?
right there, look. They even tipped the guy. Look at the bartender. Make those sandwiches to go. Look, they walk out like doctors. That's how to do it.
Holy
Those cases go
shit.
unsolved. Look at this fucking meatloaf. Cancel this, please. You insulted me
What's
here.
she saying?
Who knows what she's saying? She's probably trying to Uber some potato chips to her house. Or something.
Uber potato chips. Oh, dude. I just pictured Chips in the back of a car, like with eyes and like a voice, and the driver's like, where to? Oh, man, I don't know. Some
But
fat guys.
that's the real deal. Like, it was no politics and no religion, so I thought there'd be no missing.
Damn, was that Bacon's, like, how early was that in the Bacon career?
That was 1996 or 7.
All right, so he's just becoming, like,
No, he's a bro. Don't ever get Kevin Bacon's a bad
out of the
motherfucker.
gate, right? When did people? Here's what I ask: when did people start thinking it was cool to be like just 6 degrees away from Kevin Bacon? You know, when did that shit start? Because that to me, that's almost like getting your own cereal, or your tennis shoe, or your toy, your fucking, you know, your app, whatever it is. Like that's a stamp of approval. Like that whole thing when people were like, "You're 6 degrees away," like from a guy. Like when you become that guy, like what have you done? You know what I'm saying? So what had he? Do you know?
At that time, he had done a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
But look at him then.
Like
look at him
80s,
now.
right?
Yeah. He started like mid 80s.
Dude, and he's still crushing it. That dude should be getting Lifetime Achievement Awards at every fucking event.
I just watched that fucking movie he did with Sean Penn, where he played the cop with Lawrence Fishburne.
Mystic River, no.
Yeah, Mystic River.
Was it?
Listen, standing next to Lawrence Fishburne ain't easy. He's the best black actor
In front
out
of
there.
Sean Penn.
Across the board, there's no better African-American actor than that man. I'll tell you that right now. You want me to prove it? And I love Denzel in Man on Fire. He should not have won the Academy Award for
What about-
Training Day. They gave him that because he was African.
Because Hurricane, he should have won for.
Hurricane, he
but
should
I
have
think
won.
Beautiful Mind won before.
Yeah,
that.
Beautiful
Yeah.
Mind won, so it's always. But I don't think whatever was his best movie.
Now, you think Fishburne's a better actor than Reginald Vell Johnson, who played Carl Winslow on Family Matters?
Listen, Lawrence Fishburne could eat up
I know.
the whole
that was a trick question.
the whole African American community, and he could also eat up 3/4 of the white actors.
Damn.
You got to remember.
I'll agree with that.
Dog,
He's a
let's
fucking
just get this. Let's
phenomenal
just get
actor.
something out of the way.
Let's
Okay,
do it right now.
Let's just get something out of the way.
Please.
How old are you now?
35.
How long have you been doing comedy?
10 years. Stand-up
Started
10
when you
years.
were 25.
Yeah.
What were you doing before that?
So I went to USC for acting school down from Seattle, and I came in loving comedy at the forefront, but acting was like the main thing. And then I graduated, and I had been doing plays since 5th grade. Now I'm graduating, trying to build something out of nothing. I start doing YouTube videos. I start doing open mics. I start working at a casting office. I'm playing Wolverine at Universal Studios, just trying to do as much as I can to get some start living a life and start just doing as much as I can, getting material to write for when I'm doing these open mics. And then I graduate, and it's like I just need to start keeping busy too, and stand-up's when that started, and then fucking 10 years of stand-up and all the videos and stuff. And what was the question?
You should have still. Did you still pay student loans? Did you pay?
I just finished paying them off.
Well,
2
let me
years
tell you
ago.
something.
Yeah.
If you would have hung out with Uncle Joey for 2 years, I would have given you a better experience than all that shit you just went through.
Oh shit! For
2
real?
years driving, we do triple runs. I'll drop you off at a fucking bar in Idaho where they're all
would've loved
Mormons. It's so weird that you go to like USC and stuff. Like I worked with a lot of directors who
Yeah.
came out of UFC, and they were well prepared, but they were doing the same shit everybody else.
Yeah.
Like they weren't coming out with nothing.
Yeah.
They all had kind of similar, the same style, and they all came from the same school.
Yep.
You know, I once heard that if you read the Wall Street Journal every day for 4 years, you got more of an education than going to college for 4 years. Like if you read the Wall Street Journal daily from cover to cover.
Wow.
That's what I heard. This is what they said on 60 Minutes.
Yeah.
30 fucking years ago. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, maybe at that time. Well, I mean, college, the experience of college, I feel like, was more for the just growing up as a person. It's like I went through 2 serious girlfriends and fucking the amount of drugs and booze.
No. I'm busting your balls.
No, but I mean, no, but guess what? No.
God bless you.
Guess what, though? I would have fucking, I bet the shit that you've done, I would love if there was some sort of program the way that you study abroad. Like, I got to study abroad my junior year and go to London. I would have loved if it was like study abroad and go hang out with Uncle Joey for a year, you know? Start implementing those programs into college. And it sounds like I'm joking, but I'm serious. What if it's like, dude, you're 18 or 19, and they're like, dude, you want to go kind of still do school, but also like instead of going to fucking London, you're going to go live with this comedian and fucking hang out and see what life's like.
There's not
it's not a crazy idea.
There's not a great comedian working today that didn't apprentice, kind of, sort of, like,
Yeah.
you know, somebody took you under their wing somewhere along the line.
Who was that for you?
For me, the first guy was a guy by the name of Todd Jordan out of Denver, who was a deadly fucking comic. Clean and deadly. When you're clean and deadly, I really respect those guys.
Me too.
At first, I tried to impersonate him, but it was not going to work.
How did he take you under his wing?
He was very good looking. He was very charismatic. He gave me work. He took me to dungeons. He took me on a fraternity run, which at the 3-year mark as a comic, it's
intimidating.
Yeah, very intimidating. Then I got scholared by a guy. Then while he was taking me under his wing, he was a gentleman. We'd meet early. We'd smoke pot. We'd have dinner, and we'd drive together. And then we went to concerts. We were also friends. We went to see Led Zeppelin at Red Rocks with them when they regrouped and came by in '94 and '95.
Wow.
Him and I were friends. Then I had another guy, Rick Kearns, that was completely the opposite.
Just busted your balls, was not encouraging.
No. You know, Todd was very encouraging. And he was a sort of an education to see a professional work. Yeah. He had been the HBO Comic of the Year in 1985.
Damn.
He did the comedy festival. He was named the top 10 comedian. I mean, he was a real pro. And then I got involved with a guy by the name of Rick Kearns.
Your face when you say his name is fucking.
Because
I don't know which way you're going.
Different education.
Right. Yeah.
He would call you on a Friday night and go, Diaz, what are you doing tomorrow night? Nothing. All right, you got a gig in Riverton, Wyoming. Let me give you my address. You got to come over here because I can't drive. So I'd pick him up in his truck.
Shit.
As soon as I beep, he'd come out of his house. He'd get in the truck. We weren't in the truck 3 minutes. I was driving his truck. He would pay for gas, meals, the whole thing.
Oh, my
and
God.
The first stop was the liquor store. And we'd get like a gallon of mixer or whatever.
Yeah.
And a bottle of vodka, and he'd throw half the mixer out right on the side of the road. Boom, and we'd start in the car, and I had a drink. That was part of the thing, but he was my Goomba. I had to drink a little with him, and I would ask him every question in the world about comedy that I wanted to know.
On the whole drive.
And I liked his style.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do what the traditional Denver comedians did. He went to the San Francisco comedy competition and came in third. He used to play like clubs in New York.
He was active.
He was at the store and called Mitzi a cunt and was banned from the comedy store for life.
Shit.
Rick Kearns is a real comedy outlaw. Like there's people who fake the funk. Fuck no. Rick Kearns. Then one day I got a call. He's in Tennessee. He goes looking for crack at night. He gets arrested and he gets into a fight with a cop. They fucking tase him and spray him with pepper spray. And they put him in a hole, and every time it got hot in there, the pepper spray would come back to life. So they put him in jail for 60 days. Rick Kearns was no fucking joke.
This guy sounds like the type of guy that would that would fuck your mom just so that when he said a yo mama like fat joke, he could be like, I can show you pictures.
But on stage, he was lethal because he was dangerous in real life. So the whole time I'm watching Todd Jordan, who's a professional cantor, he would talk to, what's the guy that was big in the 95 that took over Monday Night Football? He killed it.
Dennis Miller.
Dennis Miller.
No.
He would talk
Yeah?
to
The comedian, yeah.
Dennis Miller would call him to write for him. He was the professional comic that was very funny. Rick Kearns, on the other hand, was the guy that when he went on stage, he had 6 drinks in him. He'd go on stage with a cigarette. You know,
Can you do an impression of him?
No, not the best body in the world. You know, he had been up for 3 days in a row, but he was a brilliant comic because the danger aspect of his act, it's what made him funny. And I got to recognize that early on, so I had to figure out how to beat both of those guys.
Wow.
You follow me?
Yes,
because
dude.
that was the only way it was going to work for
Yeah.
me. But then something changed.
Take a little from one, take a little from the other.
But then something changed along the road. I went to Seattle. And in Seattle was a great comedy scene. And I used to go down there on Mondays, and you got to start from number 1.
I wish I had started
Then
there.
the funnier you got, you moved up on the list. And finally, I was involved in Seattle for about 11 months.
Yeah.
I had done well in the festival. I was getting work. And one Friday night, a little fucking lad by the name of Doug Stanhope comes in there.
What? Who?
Doug Stanhope.
Yeah, of course,
And
man.
what this
Wow.
fucking savage did at the Underground.
Blew your mind.
While people were walking out, other people were howling. Like half the room was like, fuck you. And they'd get up with their wives and walk out. And he'd go to them, don't leave. I haven't done my tit fuck joke yet. But the people who were laughing were spitting shit. I mean, I had never seen nothing like that. Adam Ray, I canceled my Saturday gig and my Monday gig because I didn't even know if I wanted to do comedy anymore.
After you saw Doug.
But that performance of Doug
Wow.
topped Dice's performance.
I think everybody's got one of those or a few of those where you
have to go home. You
You
have
see
to go
something
home.
so impressive that it overwhelms you, and you go, "Well," and you go, "I'm never gonna do that." You just because it looks so, you feel like you're so far away from it, right?
Brother, I was doing this style of comedy where I was angry and never politically correct, but very tried to be politically correct. I couldn't get my fingers around it.
Yeah.
When I saw Doug Stanhope's performance,
Why didn't I think of that? Right? You just like seeing him, and you're just like,
I saw him do 2 shows in a row. No. There was nothing to think about. He didn't even think about it. He was just who he was. Remember that you were talking about ads before?
Yeah.
And you were saying when you read the ads.
Well, I was saying how great it was when I heard, refreshing when I heard somebody doing them where I was like, oh, you definitely took every part of who you are. You took the reason that they're asking you to do the ad, and you did it because you weren't thinking with any sort of like extra filter of like, what would somebody want? Who and just go like, oh, what do I want to do? I'm going to do that. That's easier said than done in so many things creatively because you at least when there's the business side involved, it's like, and that I think sometimes even with like execs on shows.
Well, this was way before the business side with Doug Stanhope. Like he had just won San Francisco. He had moved to LA. He had gotten a shitty deal from HBO.
He was just so locked into who he was, though.
It was amazing to watch because that's when you realize stand-up, for you to pass that level, you have to really be who you are.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I really don't like lesbians. And you go up on stage and say, I love gays, you're not going to be funny. You know what I'm saying? Because you really don't like fucking lesbians. So deep down inside, you're not selling that fucking joke.
Wow.
And there's thousands of people who do that type of shit to get laughs until you really realize going up there and talking about, but whatever you say, you just got to justify it.
Yep.
And that's what Doug Stanhope was doing. I went to a bar the other day. You should have seen this strip club. The chick weighed about 300 fucking pounds. I didn't even see a bikini, but I knew it was somewhere in there. Like, oh my God, he was. I'm just the bits that were coming out of him then. That he was buying flowers at a cemetery. No, he was at a bar, and a girl came up to him with a bucket of flowers, with a bucket of roses, and asked him if he wanted to buy a rose to the lady. And he said, "Listen, why don't you come up to me with a bucket of vaginas?" You know what I'm saying? Don't come up with that. I mean, just he used to say something.
Can you imagine getting a bucket of vaginas?
Oh my God, for like $22. And taking them home instead of fucking the roses. That's what the joke was. I'm going to buy $100 in roses and nobody's going to suck my dick. But if you give me a bucket of vaginas, at least I get something. I mean, he would just go off track. And then I worked with him and bought. Like, I knew him. I moved to L.A. Yeah. I would see him at the store. Oh, my God. Mitzi never really saw him for who he was.
No.
So she would put him on at 8:30. Like, and 2 women would have to follow him. And he would destroy so hard Adam Ray that he would disrupt the shows. They banned him from the Improv because all their little stars would go down there trying to be cute, and they would put Doug Stanhope on because his manager was a partner at the time, and
Thank
Doug
God.
Stanhope would sizzle that room. I mean, comics were even in the back shaking their heads.
Have you seen anything? I always love hearing stories of people that can recount something that was like where you just saw like such a crushing performance. Do you feel like you've seen anything? It sounds like Doug to you is somebody you've just seen crush so hard. But have you like? Is there one moment where you saw it and you go, "I'll never see something like that again"?
Joe Rogan at the Union Tuesday night.
The Comedy Union.
No.
No.
The Union Tuesday night, July of '98 was one of the greatest stand-up performances I ever saw Joe Rogan deliver.
I love that. Isn't that great? People don't
hour,
forget.
300 people at the bar next to where Jay Davies and Dane Cook became stars.
Dublin's right.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if you went, instead of going towards the Comedy Store, you walk up that hill. There's an underground bar before you hit that Mexican joint on the
Cabo
corner.
Cantina.
Before you hit that Mexican, there used to be a bar down there that some coke dealer had. And on the weekends, he was busy, but on Tuesday, nothing happened. He had fucking... he was first with the drapes and the fucking beds and the fucking stairway. And Tuesday night was basically go down and do Ahmed and...
Owen... No.
No. The guy that's in every fucking...
Dodgeball.
Stiller. Vince Vaughn. Yeah.
Were roommates. So Ahmed and Vince Vaughn's girlfriend that he dumped were booking the room on Tuesday nights.
Oh, shit.
And it became this hip... That was the first hip room where like models and girls were showing up. And all of a sudden it went from a bunch of guys like us to fucking stars calling Ahmed wanting to go up because the room became so strong on Tuesday nights. So on Tuesday nights, it was black night at the Comedy Store, so nobody wanted to be there. So the original room would only have 8 people.
Oh, shit.
Because the main room would have 500 black people, and white people in LA are scared of black people. So only 8 tourists would show up to the original room in those days. So you had to call up every 10 minutes, how many people? Because you didn't want to go down there. If there was 4,
Yeah.
you were going to cancel the show. You know, how many times you be at the Union getting ready to get your dick sucked? You got a gram of blow in your pocket and shit, and you call the store and they're like, 4 people canceled, and you're up in 10 minutes, and you have to run over to the store.
People canceled.
Yeah, because everybody knew Tuesday nights was black night, but to get spots from Mitzi, you had to call coast to coast. If you called Mitzi in those days and said, "Hi, I went Monday, Thursday, and Saturday late," Mitzi wouldn't even give you a spot. She wanted you to call in Monday through Sunday. That's something I learned early.
Holy shit.
So even if you had a show, you better figure it out. You better figure it out because she would give me spots back then.
Oh, shit.
I hosted and she gave me 4 out of 5 spots in a main room on
She
Saturday.
fucking loved you, didn't she?
She loved me. She used to call me Fat Baby, the whole thing. So
did you love it?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It was when nobody else wants you. Montreal didn't want me. I didn't have an agent.
You got the
I didn't have a
goddess
manager.
of comedy going.
I had
You
her
got
going, "You're here with us." I had her develop me, make me follow Dom. I went up to her one day and I made a mistake. Like the asshole that I am, I went up to her and I go, "Yeah, fucking yeah," and I had to follow. Because everybody said she had cameras in there at the time.
Yeah.
And that even if she wasn't there, she was there. That she was that obsessed with the club. So when I would bomb, I would just walk up to her when I'd see her and tell I'd bomb. And she'd giggle.
Yeah.
And when I told her, "Don't put me behind Dom Herrera," one time, that was a big mistake. Because now every time Dom Herrera came to the store, she made sure I fucking followed him.
Do you think that was the one thing she didn't respond to was being told? Do you think did
no.
she know? Did she? Was she open to even like criticism, or was it just like one of those things like,
No.
look, I've developed this cachet. Everything I say is
I
calculated.
trusted her.
Yeah.
I trusted her with everything I had because, okay, Adam Ray starts dating Sarah Tiana. They're in love. A year goes by. They're in love, and one day Adam goes on the road and sticks it up a waitress's asshole. It's all through comedy. You and Sarah break up.
Look,
if it got back to Mitzi,
that was a great Denny's.
If it got back to Mitzi,
yeah,
she would make you follow Sarah every night from now on. You would get spots every night, but you'd follow Sarah. Even if Sarah went up in the main room, guess who'd follow? Adam Ray.
Holy
because she
shit.
teach you how to. She was dog when it came to
Holy shit.
Yeah, dog.
Oh, shit.
If she got wind that Adam Ray
unbelievable.
and Joe Diaz got into an argument,
Yeah.
she wouldn't give response for a week, and then after that, for 3 months, I followed you or you followed me. That's Bobby Lee and Ari. They were at war, and she would make them when she got a wind of it.
That is a bonkers but brilliant way to. I mean, look. I feel like the best comedy is emotionally charged, right? Do you agree?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Right? If you don't have an emotional
Abso-fucking-lutely.
attachment to what you're talking about,
No,
I think that goes
you're
without
dead.
saying. You're
You're
dead.
dead.
So to put you in a position to where you're following or preceding somebody that you've had a beef with, and enough beef to again like channel this emotional charged like timeline in your life. She's piggybacking on that. She's taking advantage of it and being like, but in a brilliant way where it's like, oh cool, you're fucking fired up right now. I'm gonna put you in a position where you're fired up on stage, right? And then you're talking about your material through this extra level of. Some nights, like you have to fucking really up yourself to be like, all right, man, let me like.
And at that
do I
level,
care about my shit as much as I want to care about it? But like, if she's putting you in that position and you're that,
you're
like,
emotionally in charge.
Oh, you're getting on stage.
And now this chick that you dated for 6 years in love with,
yeah,
she's fucking the hottest thing in comedy. Who's 21? He just got 3 deals, and now she would make you fucking finger paint with that. Yeah. Mitzi did that to you to throw your but no, let me explain something to you, Adam Ray. You're doing comedy 10 years.
Yeah.
You've experienced a lot of different situations. What you could experience now,
you
could experience at the 6-year mark, is 2 different situations. If she does that to you at the 6-year mark, for the first 3 weeks, you're going to be emotionally fucking distraught.
Oh, yeah.
Because you got to follow a chick that you were in love with. Now she's fucking somebody else.
I can't imagine.
Or the other direction. She's in love
you.
with you, and you're banging the hottest chick in comedy right now. You're banging Amy Schumer in the ass and coming on the back and stealing her jokes. You know what I'm saying? You're having a good time. And now she's got to follow you every night.
Oh my god!
Fucking hating you. Like hating you. Like you dumped her.
And also,
for Amy Schumer.
Yeah, you're thinking about it.
And
She's
then
thinking
if
about
she
it.
really liked Adam Ray, if Adam Ray survived all that shit,
God.
Like if Adam Ray went up to Mitzi and said, "Mitzi, the main room killed me the other night." Oh boy, you would have 12:45 on Saturday, every Saturday for the rest of your life, because she was training you. Listen, let me tell you something. When I was a kid, I went to karate in New York City with these black dudes. When I came from Cuba, it was a black karate school. Okay, and this is when karate.
A black karate school, is that a real thing?
It's a real thing, and they wore black gis with a fist on it that said "Go Jew."
Oh shit!
And you had to fucking have an identification, and your gi had to be folded a certain way.
Yeah.
There was no worrying you. You know how you see kids going to McDonald's and your gi? No.
You couldn't go to McDonald's.
No. You had to come to that class with clothes on like a human being.
Yeah.
Your gi had to be rolled like a fucking marine blanket with the belt loop through it.
You're a kid having to know belt loops?
5 years old. You had to go in there, strap your belt on. First half hour was push-ups. Then it was techniques and form. And if he got a wild bug up his ass, if this guy got a wild bug up his ass and there was snow outside, he'd go, "Let's go for a run." And he would take us for a run with our gis on in the fucking snow. You think any mother complained that went on Yelp and said, "My kid got a pneumonia"? All those kids were tougher than that, dog. And guess what happened?
Shit.
Guess what happened by him taking you in your neighborhood? The bullies would see you with your karate suit on, and the next day when you came to school, they would say, "Hey, karate man, show us what you know." It was a living hell. But my point is, he walked around with a wooden sword, this guy in those days. And there was no giggling. There was no. He said 20 push-ups. You better do those 20 push-ups.
Or I'll fucking stab you with I'll give you Splinter City.
Like if he went to Lee, like somebody like me who was out of shape, the first 10 classes, bro, you didn't do the class till you did those calisthenics. So if he said 50 sit-ups and it took you 10 minutes, and the other class was jumping around, you still had to do all that shit.
You got some jumping jacks.
Even while he was teaching, you still had to do with the rest of the. It was crazy. But then I went to a school in Jersey. And he was a little bit more lenient. And I saw kids, when a teacher looks at you and he's in the front of you, bro, and he says, "Put your arms up and throw punches," for example. And you throw straight punches in the air and you, Kia. There was always that one jerk-off that would do blocks because he thought he was cute. You ever go to a controlled class, like a gym class, and everybody's doing
Sure.
stretches, but
Yeah.
there's that one asshole that's doing what he's doing.
You know what? This is my purpose.
Yes, yeah.
And what I'm doing right now is what I've discovered for myself.
Then what'd you come here for?
Well, to learn some new techniques.
No, we're disrespecting what I'm fucking
doing
teaching.
what I'm doing.
No,
This
then
is-
get the fuck out.
Jesus
See, now
Christ.
people
This
get
is
yelled.
not what the website
See,
said.
now people get yelped on and shit. So you can't do that to people. But
Getting
now-
yelped on is a new.
It's a new
dude,
thing.
Can you imagine, like back in the day, thinking that you would get public review like that? Like if you have a bad altercation with somebody at your business, you go fucking. You know what? We both chalked that up to being what it was. We got our shit out, and you leave as a consumer being like, fucking. Now I got to decide if I want to do that again. And the person of business goes, I got to decide if I want to fucking get as fired up as I just got. And now with Yelp, it's like you can't even fucking get to having the discussion or the altercation because you're like, fuck, I gotta puss out on one end or the other because I know that like they're gonna blog about this or Yelp about it or something. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna get tossed around and someone's gonna read one thing about like the guy at the La Quinta Inn said the cheeseburgers were only on Sundays and then he told me to fuck off and made fun of my shoes and you're like, fuck, I guess I'm not staying in La Quinta, you know?
I don't know. It's a weird thing. 'Cause
It
I don't know. I don't have the time to read a bunch of fucking reviews.
No.
I look at
Do
a
you
place.
read YouTube comments or iTunes comments or any of that stuff?
Nothing. I don't even. I like
No
people.
way.
I love people to leave comments that would help us out, but I don't ask people for them, and I don't. You know, listen, man.
It is weird to ask for comments. Hey, like my stuff. I mean,
Listen, bro.
I guess there's a certain level of that to all this, but like when you,
I'm old school. You put the TV on, right? You put your TV on.
yeah, but you're a beautiful combination of you're old school living in a new era, and you're crushing it. Dude.
Okay, so you put your fucking TV on at 9 o'clock at night, right?
On Miami
And
Vice.
Law and Order SUV is on. And you don't want to hear about fucking rape. Your sister got raped in the 6th grade. You don't like fucking rape.
Jesus, too soon.
Now, what do? Do you stop that fucking channel and go on your fucking computer?
No.
Or write a letter to ABC and say, I don't like this show, SVU, because my sister got raped in the 6th grade? Listen, I sympathize with your sister. I hope it never happens. But, you know what? There's a thing called up and down on your remote.
And mute and unmute.
And unmute.
And power on and off.
You know, when
yeah, dude, what a
Listen,
great
bro.
point. Dude, isn't
People-
that such a hilarious
that's
people
how
go,
I was
I'm
raised.
forced to watch this show that I
No,
like,
I'm
tackling an issue I'm not comfortable
I'm gonna
with.
go to some fucking thing. I got 10 minutes when I'm on a date with my wife when I get home to go on the computer and basically rat on a place because let me explain something to you. Because maybe they were having a bad night. Listen, guys.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, I got delayed 9 hours by Southwest.
Are you serious?
Yes. You know how many peeps I made? Not one. Because I'm going to tell you something.
Wow.
People have bad days. I lived right here, and the plane. Thank God it wasn't LAX. That's completely different. That's when you abandon ship after 5 hours. That's when you call the club and say it ain't happening, because they keep delaying it every hour on the hour.
Yeah.
So Dean Delray called me at 10 and already told me your flight's delayed till 3:45. It was originally 1:45.
Oh shit.
So I started getting emails. Anyway, you put it. The flight didn't leave till 9. Do you think I went back to the hotel? They gave me a $100 voucher, and they volunteered it to me. They gave us free drinks on the plane. They apologized 1,000 fucking times.
Great.
You know how many times I've taken Southwest on a Sunday morning? They've got me back to Burbank on time like a motherfucker.
6.
22,000 times.
Yep.
So one day they have a bad day. You chose to fly that bad day. You chose to go into
Yeah.
a restaurant on that bad day. You chose to go into somebody's boutique on that bad day. You don't fucking know.
If we recognize,
You don't fucking know.
No,
So
you
I'm going to
don't.
go home I'm going to go home. I got time from my busy life.
Yeah.
From my so-called, I'm so creative and I'm so busy. You're going to take time from your fucking bullshit life to go home, click on a page, and write
and
something
unjustify my bad
That's-
day.
You didn't. Now, if you went in there 3 times in a row, listen, I'm old school. First time, shame on you.
Yeah.
Second time, what is it? First time, shame on you. Second time,
shame on me.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's over. After that,
Third time, shame
I went
on
there
we.
twice. The fucking fork had fucking gorilla shit on it. The glass had fucking. Listen, I used to go to this Cuban place by my jiu-jitsu school. Lee, did we not go a few times over there?
We went after your daughter's.
My daughter's baptism.
Yeah.
You know what, bro? I went there another time, and the glass on the front was filthy. That's a restaurant, right?
Fuck.
That's the first thing I see is
Yeah.
1,000 fingerprints from Sunday.
Yeah.
I turned around, I got in my car, and guess what?
What?
Did I go home on Yelp? Did I go home on fucking Telemundo.com and ran out there?
You should have.
No.
That site needs some help. Yeah.
You don't know what people going through. You have no idea. But that shit there, I don't forgive.
How much do you think the world could benefit from just the simple recognition of like giving benefit of the doubt of like people that are a little when you sense tude as a human being, right? When you sense unwarranted from your eyes attitude, how much do you think the world could benefit from you stepping back and being like, maybe that's because they're going through some shit, so I'm gonna meet them halfway and be like, I get it, but don't fucking overpower me, your bullshit. But by me meeting you halfway, you also recognize that, and then you step back a minute and go, all right, cool. I'm going to be a little bit more tooty on this exchange, and sorry if your Frappuccino doesn't come out as fast as you want it, or whatever's happening, right?
Because what you're saying is like people have bad days.
Yeah.
Listen, it took me 35 years to realize.
When we send someone's having a bad day, we go, fuck you, man. Immediately, right?
This. Yeah, I didn't think about this. If you delayed me when I was first doing comedy, 9 hours,
what would you have done?
I'd jump off the terminal. But Southwest one time delayed me from like Dallas.
Well, they'll also reroute you from Burbank to Shanghai to fucking St. Louis.
This was a tremendous day for Uncle Joe. I had to stop in
That's a
Dallas,
real route.
Dallas or one of those airports do not let Southwest fly into. So you have to fly into another one. I went to that airport and I was going to Lubbock, Texas.
Jesus.
Me and Mike Favorman, I was headlining this club called Froggy Bottoms. I had just gone under, and I'd been taken over by a Mexican family who owned the taco stand next to it. And the
sister, great business.
And the daughter had the biggest tits you ever seen in your life.
What was her name?
Julia. So everybody, there was 9 people.
Raul Julia?
I still remember her, dog. That's how she was beautiful.
Of course.
She had natural. I mean, she was a little chubby. But
fine.
She had natural, the biggest tits you ever saw. And, we were there for 2 nights.
And they were in the comedy club and then the taco stand.
They went on the months later.
Oh,
but anyway,
yeah.
I got delayed at Dallas, but it was one of those delays where they go, excuse me, may I have your attention? Our flight has been delayed and overbooked. If you come up right now, we will give you a free voucher for $250. And then I'd hold out 10 minutes and they go, the voucher just went up to $350. I'm the first one there. Listen to me,
it's a silent auction.
I got 2 of those. Listen, when you're a feature act on the road and you're making $550 a week,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? A $350 voucher for sitting at the airport. And in those days, I was so broke, I would shoplift at the airport.
You had to.
I would take a newspaper and a fucking...
can't walk, you can't get away.
Who?
What happens if you get caught?
I don't know nothing. No, there's nobody catching. There's a poor black lady that barely speaks the language. She's getting $10 an hour, and they're holding immigration overhead. You think she's going to jump out of there and chase you for $50 for a 50-cent fucking... I would steal waters. If I got delayed...
Good for you.
I remember one time at Denver Airport, I was coming back from shooting, analyze that. And I was so broke.
I got to say real quick, one of my favorite movies, and the fact that you're in that, and you were great, and it was just like, that's a fucking, dude, that's a top 10 comedy, man.
Adam Ray, no. That's
underrated.
That's the first one. The second one was the one I was in, which is dog shit. Trust me.
Analyze that.
The second one is complete dog shit.
First one.
Oh, the second one was brutal. God bless Harold Ramis. I got to work with a legend.
They're both incredible.
No,
yeah,
please.
I have both.
No,
dude, really?
The second one is.
I disagree, man.
I just lucked out. But anyway, on the way back, I was broke before I left New York.
Yeah.
And I had to borrow. My buddy at the time was a baggage handler for Frontier Airways, or one of those things, and he had a buddy pass.
They get you a free flight.
On the way there, they lost my luggage when I went to read.
Oh no.
To analyze that the first time.
Like your buddy must have been so embarrassed. That's his
and because I was on a buddy pass, I had to go pick up the luggage. They didn't deliver it to your house. That's how they treat you, like a fucking mook on the
like
floor.
A buddy. They treat you like a buddy.
And then on the way back, this is how crazy I was between the coke. And this is 2003, 2002. I was just going off.
Just living the life.
And I never
snorting wherever you could snort.
I got to that Denver airport. I swear to God, I got no reason to lie to nobody. The lady is one of those circular counters that you walk in, and the store surrounds it.
Yeah.
And for some reason, as I was walking in, the lady was walking in the back room. And I looked, and I put my hand over the fucking counter and took a pack of Camel Lights. I fucking When she came back out, I paid for a fucking newspaper. I put the camel lights in the newspaper and I walked out of there. I'll never forget this. I made a fucking left. I walked into the men's room. I needed a cigarette, dog. I don't give a fuck about what the government says. I sparked up that cigarette in the bathroom. I lit that whole fucking thing. I put a piece of dentine in my mouth and I came out of there whistling fucking Dixie. You understand me? I was ready for my flight for LA, dog. Oh, please. I remember one time I was in Newark and I was delayed and I had a bag of weed on me. And I go, no problem, I'm delayed. This ain't no big deal, dog. This is 2002 when The Sopranos was huge. Oof. I'm in Newark.
Yes,
and
please.
I'm in EWR, Newark.
Just chilling.
And I'm sitting there. My flight's been delayed by 4 hours. I go, never fear. Uncle Joey's here.
You said it to yourself?
Yeah, I said it to myself.
And
I said, fuck it. Let me go to the men's bathroom and roll a fucking number. And I'll just go out to the front of the airport.
By the way, nobody in the men's bathroom wants anything to do with anybody.
No,
so it seems like the best place to do any
go,
sort
listen,
of business.
You go in the handicap bathroom, you sit down, you pull off your pants, you blow a couple farts, and while you're doing all that, you roll a joint like a doctor.
Yes.
Pray to God there's no cameras in the bathroom. There is, but
Are
pray
there?
to God. Yes, you always have to assume there is. It's a bathroom,
Yeah.
and ISIS could be jerking off in there before they pull the switch, just to get one last bang. You know what I'm saying? I know if I was going to kill myself, I'd go jerk off and stick a finger up my ass and have a milkshake or something. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to blow myself up, are you kidding me? I'm going out deep, G. I'm going out with a ton of shit in my stomach. Milkshakes and Subway sandwiches. I'm splatting over tomato. People are going to get hit with tomatoes. And
Can I get a
communist lettuce.
Can I get a 6-inch chicken teriyaki and a vanilla shake?
Are you fucking kidding me?
You'll probably pass out and take a nap and miss the
what
flight.
First time I go to
You're right.
When I first get to an airport, first thing I do is I go in the bathroom. I smell for gunpowder. If you could smell gunpowder over that fucking tornado of shit odor and piss in a men's bathroom,
insane, yeah.
There's a terrorist in the fucking neighborhood getting the bomb ready. You know what I'm
So
saying?
dude, that's unbelievable. Yeah,
You have to think that way.
No,
you have to
don't.
assume.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
you
think
do.
any
You have to
giant
watch
public, look at
anything.
malls, like as much as you want to assume, dude, there's probably just hours and hours of footage of people changing in changing rooms and people shitting and pissing in toilets.
And
right?
Joey Diaz
the
walking into
bathroom,
bathrooms
changing room
smelling.
footage, like
You have
dude,
to assume.
You know they say,
there's a camera. When you're in Las Vegas, as soon as you land,
assume your life's
you have to
documented
assume
Truman Show style.
It's Truman Show style, and when you get to your hotel room, in your room, there's something.
Something.
Behind the mirror.
Yeah, dude.
There's a fucking picture of Kennedy, and his eyes move.
Yeah, his eyes-
Every time you walk by him, there's fucking something.
There's a Tropicana fucking video, photograph of you on the TV saying like upcoming attractions, but it's your eyes looking at you like everything. You're being documented.
You have to always assume in Vegas you're being watched.
We're being watched. We have this on us.
Yeah, no.
We carry these with us. It's
Do you
everyone
think when
who
you
cares.
FaceTime, there's somebody in the government just watching you FaceTime?
Well, yeah, there's people
I
who.
don't FaceTime with nobody.
You don't FaceTime?
No. Fuck
That's
that.
the one thing you're like, fuck
I don't
that.
FaceTime. I don't want to text. I don't want to do nothing. Just call me. I'll call you back.
There's a
You
lot of
want to
people-
send me a Hotmail? I got Hotmail on my phone. I don't got Facebook, and I'm about to take Twitter off the phone. Let me tell you something. My wife got me. My computer's always shit. I had a Surface,
Yeah.
and it was shit. And we went. She told me that I'll get you a computer that wherever your phone could ring, this computer works. So we went. We got an Apple iPad Pro, one of those things.
It's fun, right?
She put a writing app on there for me, and my life has changed. I'm trying to write a book. I got a thing 1,000 fucking words a day. I've been doing it straight since August 1st with this kid. He outlines, I write.
Dude,
You get there
that's
the next morning, you
unbelievable.
rewrite. And I'm not gonna stop. I don't have Facebook on there. I don't have Twitter on there. I got one thing on there, Netflix. So when I go on a plane, I can watch Netflix in between fucking writing. But I don't have no computer shit on there.
You figured it out, man.
I don't want nothing but that iPad Pro with that writing thing on there.
1,000
and
words
I could
a day?
write 1,000 things in there, Lee. I've learned how to write. He exported them today.
You have the keyboard, huh?
Yeah, I got the keyboard. It's
It's a computer.
And you know what? When I'm on the road on the weekends, 9 out of 10, that Surface is dick. And it's all the fucking people who Facebook you that are your friends, and you feel bad because they wish you like a happy weekend, and they don't understand that you're going through hell trying to answer them back with that stupid fucking Surface computer. And like I said on the Rogan podcast, people got pissed a couple of weeks ago, and now they held it to me. When I'm on the weekends, there's no reason to tweet in my business.
On the weekend?
No reason to tweet. What do you want to tweet about? You got to give it a breather. You gotta give it.
Let that be your life break and your Twitter break. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little thing.
The weekend is just like,
And I'll
look, why
look
was
it
the
up.
weekend designed? You know,
I
like,
check it out for messages. Maybe Adam Ray can't get a hold of me. I'll check it out for messages.
Sure.
But there's no reason to sit on there for 3 fucking hours and start tweeting at that.
Take a break.
You know how many jokes you could write in 3 hours?
Hopefully a ton.
So, you know, in my world, think about how many fucking jokes. And I love Twitter. At 6 in the morning, when I'm fresh, I just got high as a motherfucker. I just did fucking 3 pipefuls of weed in my yard.
Well, getting high at 6 a.m. is the best, isn't it?
Oh my God, with a cup
I haven't
of coffee.
I haven't done it in a long time, but guess what?
No, that's the
high and hot coffee on like a patio when the sun's like getting ready to come up.
And I'm going to tell you something.
Guess what? Again, ISIS, if you're listening, there's jerk off in the bathroom, please, but also so that maybe you can fucking second guess yourself, but also get high at 6 a.m. with a warm mug of coffee on a patio with a nice view and the sun in a position to where you're going to view it and watch it come up from the fucking get-go. And guess what, dude? You might not want to fucking come at us.
You think about this. Let's say you get home 3 nights a week at 10:30. For some reason, those 3 nights
a.m.
No, you get home at night.
p.m.
And you go to bed early, and you wake up like at 7, and you have a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
You do a half a bong hit, and you open up your notebook, and you you first write out like your plan for the day. Get that shit out of your brain, whatever you woke up angry about, whatever you were pissed off about, and then you just start writing jokes. Listen, if the weed you're smoking is good by 8:30, you're gonna be a little butts.
So you got about an hour of go time.
So you already did an hour and a half of writing. You did your Twitter work. You did your social media work. And you can take a nap till 10:30. You got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
By the time you wake up at 10:30, you're tip-top Magoo. You wash your pussy. You go out to lunch with the confidence of fucking 3 guys that just got off the fucking...
Get avocado, it's extra, but you got it?
Yeah, go fucking do something. And you know, walk around with the confidence of 3 guys that just got off the fucking life sentence. It's the truth. It's lately I've just been watching little things and going,
it's routine.
I understand why this isn't working. I see all these, and like I said, on the weekends when I'm on the road, that computer is such a nightmare, that Surface, that I wouldn't even, all I had access to was Hotmail, which I have on the phone, thank God, and I have Twitter on the phone. So people get pissed at me, like, you know, how come we don't because you can't periscope in a hotel room, asshole. Yeah. I go to jail for 20 years. I got a pound of weed up here. What do you think? It's the fucking thing. I got fucking vapor pens. That's fucking, that'll put you in jail for a year if they want to.
2 years at least.
That's fucking controlled substance, those little vapor pens.
Yeah.
So you never know what the fuck you're dealing with. There you are thinking you got a ticket, and they're like, oh, by the way, this is a controlled substance. This is a class 4 felony and shit. You got bail. You ain't got caught till Wednesday.
Vapor pen people feel like they got it fucking. They feel like they're living the life. They're like, dude, it's a. I mean, I don't know how many instances security steps in and goes, is that a vape pen?
They don't ask at all. They don't even know. Unless you fucking walk by them blowing smoke in their face. If you tip that motherfucker and put it under something, through X-ray, it looks like a fucking pen. And they're making them now. Who has... There's a friend of mine who's got a little piece that you don't even know it's a vapor pen. That's it. It's over soon. Lee, tell them what I had the other day in Ontario. There's a new thing you could buy. Oh. It's a one-hitter that's stacked with weed and hash already.
Already?
Already.
They sell it at CVS?
No, they sell that perennial over here. You buy 10 of those things and put them in your shave kit and hope that the fucking luggage don't bounce. They don't hear a bunch of Christmas lights in your bag. Why are you traveling with Christmas lights?
That's got to be shave butter. Why are you traveling with Christmas lights?
Why are you traveling with Christmas lights? Yeah. But, dog, you take one of those out before you go on stage. You don't need rolling paper, nothing. Lee, did we get high or did we get high?
We always get high.
We got high, dog. We blasted. Threw the thing away.
Yo, do you think you just as much take from like when you watch and you get influenced by comedy and acting, and do you feel like you get influenced just as much by routine? You know what I'm saying? Where you like just hearing you talk about like the way your routine has transformed over the years and the way that you start to like, you know, set up your day. That probably changed from how you do things now from 2 years ago, right? So you watch and observe. You have enough conversations with people where you go, oh, that's the way you do it. Well, maybe I'll do it that way. Or at least take a piece of that.
No, it's what worked for me at the time.
Yeah.
I just gotta open the door a little bit.
Yeah.
It gets cool, man. It gets cool at this time. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
I love that.
I get influenced by fucking
Because we all are, right?
anything.
Yeah.
Or the smallest thing. I might get high on a Tuesday night, go down to the Comedy Store. I got a spot at 10:45. I'll go back there at 8:45.
Yeah.
I'll be excited about watching fucking Ali Wong.
Yeah.
But guess what? Adam Ray fucking went up there and started doing some crazy shit. He made me laugh, little cocksucker. So, and you learn something.
Yeah.
I always, when I work with people, I always fuck with them, especially if they're young comics.
Yeah.
I go, what'd you learn tonight? And they always look at me like, what the fuck are you asking me that for? And I go, listen, you're not going to know the answer right now.
Yeah, but you want to check in with them and be like, well, you've been thinking about trying to learn something, right?
Absolutely.
Because you should be walking off stage. I feel like I picked this up at least, I don't know, 5 years in or something from watching, pros like yourself where you're like, where if you find yourself in a conversation with people afterwards, a set, and you heard them dissecting pros and cons or just like what I didn't do right, but also like, oh man, this moment was cool. Yeah, it was. What was happening with this joke? Oh, I was trying this, I was doing this. Just hearing that they were immediately thinking about it made me go, you should get off stage and immediately kind of be like, I don't know, reviewing things. So for you to ask like, what did you learn? Like you should be thinking about that right after, right? That's how you get better.
I didn't know about it while I was doing it. I think about 5 years in,
yeah,
I used to ask myself when I would get coked up in my cocaine stage. Like
I've never done cocaine, but I would love to.
God bless you. No.
Yeah, but guess what? I would do it if you wanted to do it.
No. You should not even have that fucking attitude. It's so funny how you.
My mom told me to say that.
When I first got into comedy, there was a lot of people like Rick, a lot of our friends that did it. For some people, it worked before they went on stage. For me, it just fucking didn't. And I remember one night I got into an argument with some fucking jerk off at the store, comic. And he said to me, he goes, I guarantee you wouldn't be funny if you didn't do coke before I went on stage.
Jesus.
And I said to myself, is this guy fucking retarded? No, I didn't know that if I thought he knew, and then after a while, it had just become a respect thing.
Yeah.
Like, listen, Joey, I understand you're a junkie, but this is what you want to do. The fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
The fuck you doing? So listen, the coke is there. We'll be up all fucking night, but let me do this set and take care of this. So that was the pep talk I would give myself. So sure, I would do a $15 set, but I'd spend an extra $45 on cocaine. Even though I was losing, I was really winning. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
But I was really winning because at least I did my spot, and I had
gave
the
yourself
respect.
the full.
I gave myself the respect the art of what we're doing. And let me tell you something. I'm not ever gonna lie to you and tell you I would go to Miami, and I'd get there on a Monday, and I'd start snorting on Monday. By fucking Thursday, you're basically dog shit on stage, because again, you said it earlier. There's no emotion in your comedy. Your comedy is just it's what do you call those fucking madigans? What do you call
Mad Mardigan from Willow?
What do you call those people that just stand there? And when
Millennials.
When you go to the department store. And
mannequins.
Mannequins. You're just a mannequin on stage.
By the way, that was like an episode from $25,000 Pyramid. Things that stand there lifeless. My first time fucking.
Where's Tony Bennett, Doug?
Tony Bennett.
A little something to break up the show in the middle here.
I like that.
We don't fuck around here, Adam, right?
Ooh.
Out of respect and shit. But then I went on the road with like Paul Mooney a couple times, Rogan, Dice, and you learn from everybody you go out with.
Yeah.
And you put, what I learned from Rick Kearns, what I learned from Todd Jordan. They all had the same quality of giving a young comic a chance and giving them advice. And you know, even though we're not the funniest people in the world, they see something that they're giving us the work to open up for them. So
Yep.
it gives us a little boost of confidence.
Yep.
Rogan really smoothened it all out. I mean, him and Todd Jordan were the two guys that were like John Gotti. They really added class to the business in my view. You know what I'm saying? When you travel with Joe, it's class A to fucking Z. There's no misunderstandings. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just, even in the very beginning, you were like, Jesus Christ, this is like a dream come true.
That's amazing.
Everybody else I work for, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Not Rogan.
Takes
Rogan,
care of you.
you just got an email. Bam, get out
Show
here,
up,
go
get-
up here, do this.
Wow, it's
and
all
you were
laid
like,
out.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
And it spoils you, but it also shows you the boundaries of what you could be doing. You know, I mean, I remember being in all the clubs with him before he went into theaters. It was either me, Ari, or me, Ari, and him, or sometimes it was me, him, Duncan, and Ari. Joe didn't give a fuck. When he was on Fear Factor, he was bringing 9 motherfuckers with him.
Wow.
Eddie Bravo to train with, Tate. Oh, yeah,
Wow,
we always
dude.
rolled 7 fucking deep, man.
Those people are staying until he goes on stage.
And
So
we
he's
would
like, let's
fuck-
pack
he
it
would-
in,
He
right?
would give us each 12 minutes.
Wow.
He would pay us each the same, all great money. He paid for us to fly. You know, sometimes he'd upgrade you to first class if there was room. He would, you know, when you went to eat, you don't go to fucking White Castle with Joe. You know, the first thing you see him do is typing up some fucking steakhouse. And in those days, we would just go into the Brazilian steakhouse.
Yeah.
So we would roll in there 8 deep, get an 8-man table, and eat that fucking restaurant. I was 400 pounds. People, I'd see these white people eat that. What's the name of the place?
Fogo de
Fogo de Chao, yeah.
Fogo de Det. That's what that place is. More people have had heart attacks. You go to Fogo de Chao.
They
you
have
take
every
insurance.
meat there, right?
Yeah, but it's depends on what you eat and how big your stomach is and how much hunger you have. Listen, man, when I was Lee's age and I went out at night, I don't have to lie to you guys, I could kill a 24-ounce piece of meat with a baked potato, a salad, clams oregano up front, maybe a bowl of fucking pasta fazool or something, with 3 or 4 Coca-Colas. You know, I can't do that now.
No.
I go to fucking Morton's with my wife. I get the 12 ounce, I cut it in half, and I eat 6 ounces there. And I take the other 6 for breakfast, and I even cut that out of my diet. That was it. That's too much fucking meat, especially when you put that steak in the morning. It got shot by a bow and arrow. It was crying. You eat the fucking thing, now you get depressed. Fuck that shit. No more meat.
Shot by a bow and arrow?
Yeah.
Who's killing cats?
Who the fuck knows? I don't know how they kill these poor animals anymore. But every time you eat certain animals, like when I eat bacon from Marie T, it makes me very happy. I know the bacon was killed. I know the pig, they killed him all right. They rubbed his back. They stuck the pencil in his ear. Vito Genovese style. They stuck a pencil in his ear. And that was it. You know what I'm saying?
You want to know that
If I know you're kicking him and shit,
oh,
you know, he gets
it tastes different.
No, it does. You can feel the pain.
You do.
You can taste the pain in the animal, like chicken. I don't trust chicken no more. But sometimes
Why
the chicken,
not?
because
And what was your ultimate trust in chicken era?
about 6 years ago,
Yeah.
I had some chicken. And that's when I found out when they were beating chickens up. Now, when I eat a chicken, I can tell if it's been beat up or smacked around.
Oh my God, that's
we
so
all
funny.
Know a victim, we all know a victim. We all know
We've all tasted
a
one.
victim of domestic violence. All right?
Jesus, that chicken.
We all know.
That chicken saw some shit.
So that chicken, you can taste it as you eat, like those Boston Market chickens.
Oh my God,
those chickens have been
they
abused.
Have not
and
lived
kicked.
a good life.
No. They dropped
Boston,
them off.
man.
They dropped them off in front of the church. You know what I'm saying? It's those type of chickens. They're all depressed and shit.
They've never seen a baked bean in their life.
I love how you're like, I'm not gonna go home and ruin someone's day on Yelp, but on the podcast, I'll say a national chain.
But I'm talking the truth here.
Hey, Boston Market, stop beating your chickens, man.
Dog, I used to go to Boston Market when it opened. Those chickens were healthy. They had life. They were happy. When you ate
How
the
did
chicken,
you know they sent you letters?
because the chest, you can tell by the breast if they're happy. When you get the breast, book up. It's got a big chest. It's got a lot of fucking book up in there. There's a lot of meat in that motherfucker. The chickens, you go find right now a chicken from Boston Market, how big it was, and how big a
Huge.
chicken from Boston Market is now. Now they're getting these chickens. They don't even let them grow. They're like,
Do you think they were pumping them with testosterone
like-
back in the day?
Bro, I don't know nothing about that. So I know they were getting beat up though.
How do you know?
Because when I was a kid, my mother went to a place and got the chickens direct, and they take the feathers, they chop the head off, they cut them into body parts, and they sold them like that. I would look at the chicken before you fucking brought it home. You had to pick the chicken and look him in the eye and go, "I'm gonna take you home."
Holy shit!
Yeah, fuck. My mom didn't believe in frozen chicken. That's why when I go to somebody's house and I see somebody with a bag of frozen chicken cutlets, my heart stops. That's the worst thing you could eat. I know people wait that for years.
Why is that the worst?
Because that poor chicken has been through death. You know what they did to those chickens? They just froze them alive.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they put them in the freezer, like in Narcos. They make them walk into a freezer with a blindfold on.
Oh my god!
They freeze them to death.
What?
Then they take them out. They're dead. Then they chop them up when they melt.
Isn't that what you do with lobsters? Isn't that nice?
What's that?
You just put them in the fridge.
You ever tasted a
I'm gonna
sad
become
lobster?
a vegetarian tonight.
You ever
man.
taste a sad lobster? Same thing with lobster.
Sad lobster?
Yeah, sometimes you get a lobster.
I think they're opening for Hootie and the Blowfish next week.
Sad lobster tastes kind of weird when it's juicy and it's got that sweetness to it, and the meat is very soft. And when you dip it in the butter, some of the meat breaks. That's a happy lobster. He had a happy life.
Well, lobsters love butter, right?
I don't know. Where the fuck they gonna get butter under fucking water, Adam? Right? Wait, think they got a supermarket on the water and they swim in there and go, "Let me get a pound of butter and shit." Let me get some shout outs here.
Oh my god.
Fuck yeah. Lee, how you feeling over there? We had some stars, we had a good time. You're off till next week. Now what are you gonna do for Labor Day? Any thoughts?
No, I'm not sure yet. Maybe we'll.
No Airbnb?
Maybe. Who knows? There's so
Yeah,
many.
that
Airbnb,
time-
what are you getting into?
Come on, Lee, you got an Airbnb. I haven't seen you scratched in a while. Paul Trenier. Lucas Bradley. Megan 715. I love you. Rob Marley. Debbie. Fire Goddess Beth. Jeremy Sladegarth. My main man Don Wrangler. And the fucking king of swing, Steve Grizzly. Are you fucking kidding me? Or what? 20 to life, no parole. You know what I'm saying? You go on the road still a lot?
Yeah, I've been on the road, as we just talked about. I did Zany's Rosemont this past week
that's
for
right,
the
that's
first
right.
time. So, I mean, I've been on the road for the last 3-4 months. And
That's
I've
why I
got
taped my special. That is solidly
I just,
a great
man, I
blue
just
collar.
watched it again 2 weeks ago, and then I was I wanted to see the room, and I wanted to rewatch your shit, and it was just like, it got me really pumped to be there.
That's a great
It's an
fucking
unbelievable room, unbelievable city, and I don't know. I dig the road right now. I've only been headlining for since 2013, so about 4 years. So I still really enjoy it, and a lot of new cities getting to go to, and now I'm getting to go back to places like a second and third time, and it's fun.
Now, you done a lot of television the last couple of years?
A handful. I'm in the new Curb Your Enthusiasm's coming back in October. I'm in that.
Okay. Were you on the old?
No, the new one. It's coming back. There's a new season.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you get a few episodes?
Yeah.
Good for
and
you.
A couple Netflix movies coming out, and then Brad Williams and I, who he's getting married this weekend, and my podcast partner on About Last Night. And
How many podcasts you got? Don't you got like 22 podcasts?
I had two. I had another one with Josh Wolf, a sports comedy one, and we stopped doing that. So now it's just mine and Brad Williams. It's called About Last Night.
Weren't you and Theo doing a celebrity one?
No, that's a different dude. Theo does one with the
Matthew Colas.
Matthew Colas, yeah.
Okay. Well, you guys are getting like fucking gangsters and shit.
Well, I mean, Brad and I are getting some gangsters. Yeah, we got Reese Witherspoon coming up, Sandra Bullock, Goo Goo Dolls, T.J. Miller, Zac Efron, some cool people coming up.
You just hit them up.
Yeah, I mean, well, look, I mean, it's like, again, like we've talked about, you get to a certain place and you just try to like hope that you can, be genuine with your intentions on. When you meet somebody and then you like, my buddy of mine is in this movie with Reese Witherspoon coming up, and he's been on my podcast a bunch, and I hit him up and was like, hey, we should get you and Reese on, and he was like, fuck yeah. And then I went to his publicist, and like, now it's gonna so it's just trying to think outside the box and do that shit. But there's also times when I'll reach outside my boundaries, I feel like, and hit up somebody to do it, and then they'll say, what are you, fucking crazy? Like John Stamos. Because he's afraid of little people, and Brad and him got into a thing, and we've been.
Wait, he's
Stan was
legitimately
legitimately
afraid?
afraid of little people, man. So at one point we were tweeting him nonstop, like, "Come on the podcast and face your fears." And
what does he think is gonna happen?
I don't know, dude. That's an opening question.
They just make you nervous, bro. Some people make you nervous.
Dude, yeah, tell him that Brad.
I had a
didn't
friend
know.
that just made him nervous. when I was growing up,
Had you met a little person until you met Brad? For sure, right? How many? How many though?
How many what?
Little people had you met until Brad?
15.
That's a fucking dude. That's a big number.
And I met him in
You
the
pulled-
70s when little people were gangsters and shit.
Wait, what?
Listen to me. Listen to
Tell me. I don't even know if Brad knows the LP
Okay.
history.
Okay, I remember there was this bar that my mother used to go to.
70s midgets. What do they do?
It was in West New York, New Jersey. And every time it'd get packed, about 4:30, right before we got it ready to leave to go eat dinner, this midget would come in. And he would walk and go, and he'd give you a card. Right? He'd hand you a card. And you
For a
took the
free
card. No, and on the card was sign language, but connected to the card was a pen with the American flag on it. Okay, so you look at the card. He'd go throughout the whole bar, right? And then at the end, he'd walk back in the other direction. He's like, And either you gave him $1 or he took back the fucking thing from you, right? And he took it back from you. When I was a kid, I was so fucking creeped out the first time this guy walked into that bar. I didn't know what to think.
Yeah, you never
Like,
seen
I had
it.
never really seen him.
Come on.
And then I saw him. My mother did something with numbers, so we had to go to this bar. So whenever I was with my mom on this particular day, we would have to go. And I'll never forget one time the place was fucking packed. And all of a sudden, walks in with a little tuxedo on and the whole fucking thing. And he's like,
By the way, is a
Yeah.
great nickname for
he's
anybody.
like,
How many pens do you have to sell at $1 a piece to get a tuxedo?
So, like
Great
if you
question.
listen, if you didn't give him $1,
Great question.
if you didn't give him, and it was like the 70s, $1 was a lot of money. But if you didn't give him $1,
Was it? What was
yeah,
the dollar then?
Like
How
a
it is now?
$5 bill, you
Oh,
know?
shit.
Yeah, so he's looking for $1.
Okay.
So he would, you did that. So you gave him $1. It was fucking hilarious. He would sit there, and then you're like, "Fuck you, take your
Fucking
fucking
yeah,
bags
take it,
back.
man. Stop
$1." Because you would go, "What?" And he would go, and you go, $1? You just come up. That's like me coming up to you with a bucket, like the Honda commercial.
Yeah.
An act of good faith. You know, when they show up and give away ice cream, and not once have they had a chick show up and suck your dick. That's the act of kindness right there. That's when everything's a Honda. You know what I'm saying? When I see them show up with 3 hot chicks coming to your corporation, like a place that works with midgets or something like that, they got a bunch of people disabled, and they come in and start sucking that little midget dick.
Honda.
And they wear the blue shirts.
Yeah, they got the blue shirts on, and this little midget comes splattering anywhere. Oh my God, hilarious! But they don't do that, Honda. They ain't got the balls. They want to go give out milkshakes and shit, suck my dick.
Dude, there's a lot of commercials and sponsors that could take a lot more risks.
But
you
hold
know?
on, hold on.
Carl's Jr. did it when they had titties and fucking barbecue sauce.
Oh
you know?
yeah, you got to push the envelope. So
Yeah.
I went there about 4 months later, and he walks in, and by this time I wasn't scared. I knew what he was about. But one,
How often is he trying to sell you the same pens?
so he would try to sell them every
day.
That was his job. Like,
Yeah.
he
He's committed
just-
to a life of pins.
You know, in those days, Guttenberg, New Jersey, in 1980.
Is it ever called Gutenberg?
From 1980
Yeah.
to 1990 something,
Right.
had more bars per capita than anywhere else in the country.
No shit.
If you walk through Guttenberg, you hit 20 bars, and it's only 2 or 3 blocks long. Guttenberg.
What?
Guttenberg's
The
only,
original Vegas?
No, fucking New Jersey. You fuck Vegas, and it's in a hot spot.
20
A
bars?
lot of times you look at pictures of New York City. That's Guttenberg because Guttenberg is like from 79th Street to 71st Street.
Oh, okay.
69th Street to 71st Street.
All right.
So it goes from Boulevard East to, I think it goes into like the 3rd Avenue before Kennedy Boulevard. They just made up a town one day. Somebody came in with a big envelope and said, "Listen, we want you to take over a town, make a fucked up school." And they said, "All right, we'll give you
Take over a town, make
yeah,
a fucked
make
up
a
school.
So
What a great proposal.
But in those days,
Put it on Quiznos or a Subway.
The big money in those neighborhoods in those days
Was what?
Bars.
Yeah.
You know, people were drinking. The Vietnam War was ending. You know, there was a lot of sports going on.
What do you think
know,
prompts the most drinking?
Boxing was on television for free. There was no pay-per-view. It was on WOR. You know,
Some of these
black
bars
and
could
white.
almost benefit more so by not charging for the fight. Don't you agree?
Well, if they don't charge, it costs them $10,000. So
shit.
they go by capacity.
All right, I guess.
So walks in.
All right.
He goes all the way to the end. He's walking back, And finally, he goes up to some guy. I'll never forget this. And
Yeah.
he goes, And the guy goes, what? And he goes, And this guy goes in his pocket, and he's got a wallet like this, and he's got $100 bill. He pulls the 100 out. He goes, you got change of 100? And the guy goes, I got it in my pocket. Give me that fucking thing back. And they smacked him a few times. They throw out, And I never saw him again. That's it. He was a fake. He was a fugazi deaf dude.
Oh.
That was his living. You know how much money you can make going to... If you go into fucking 30 bars at $2 a piece, that's $60.
But he was really a little person.
Yeah, sometimes he'd take so he could tell you anything. He got shot his legs. He could tell you anything.
Yeah.
You know, it was crazy. He's probably still around. On his way to a living and shit.
Can we look him up? Is he on Facebook?
Never paying taxes.
I don't know how to spell that.
You know,
Dude, you gotta get creative.
There was so many things like that people did fake shit like that. It's kind of, I would always look at it as ballsy.
Yeah.
Like I would look at it and go, Jesus Christ, your shit is no end.
I saw a video the other week of this guy doing just that. He's pretending to be like special. I'm pretty sure I could try to find the video if you want. And the news called him on it.
Oh, you gotta.
He was trying to do what?
Sure.
Well, let me see if I can find it.
He was trying to do what? Whoa.
Be special.
I can't remember exactly.
Be special.
I can't I don't want to misquote the video, so let me try to find it.
Oh, please. You're going to torment me with this shit. No, it's, that's, I don't even know how we got into midgets, small people.
I was telling you about my podcast.
At first, when I was younger,
Brad getting married.
At first, they would scare me, but after,
That's right.
And then I knew a couple in Jersey. When I moved to Jersey, where did I know one? Like in Union City.
Do you remember what you felt or what you know? To me, look, I didn't. I mean,
didn't ask.
I think
in those
people.
days.
I think people over. When I hear people like Stamos or anybody that has like a phobia or says anything off color to joke at, which is basically kind of deflecting their own insecurities about being around one, I'm like, they're people. It's a person. It's a little bit smaller and. So make that adjustment. And like fucking, I don't know. People that like Stamos, like, what are you doing? What are you afraid of? You're afraid of a person? Like, what are you doing?
Listen,
this
man,
smaller person, he's like, dude, you can't be fucking the size of a kid and the, have the baseball skills of a fucking relief pitcher.
How many people will fire you if you shake their hand because they have germ phobias?
Yeah.
That dude went to the store a couple weeks ago and he went on stage and he wouldn't shake the guy that brought him up and he wouldn't shake my hand. I get it. I fucking get it. Sometimes I think it's a fake phobia. It's a phobia to be cool. But I can't see having a phobia against little people. Maybe
it's insane to me.
And it is. It's not a phobia. It's an insecurity.
Yeah.
It's when you look at somebody and go, you know what, I feel kind of guilty. I'm not going to deal with it. Because I had that growing up sometimes about certain things that I'd see. And I go, well, what are you going to fucking do?
Yeah, we're all products of our environment. Are you finding this special needs video?
I'm trying. Well, let's see if I can find it.
No.
What'd you Google, by the way?
Let's see here. Oh, shit. Hold on. This is it. Gary Thompson, Kentucky beggar who fakes having a disability, earns $100,000 a year.
Holy shit.
You have no idea.
He's the greatest actor of all time.
They work it, and they work the system. And you.
How often have you heard about? There's a certain street corner when I pull off a freeway exit when I'm home in Seattle, and there's always someone perched up there. Right? There's just always someone with a sign at this freeway exit. It's like just a classic spot. Like you're literally like it's almost like you're always gonna be at that light for at least 3 to 5 minutes. So there's always a decent amount of time for you to go through the emotions of recognizing the sign, seeing the person. You have enough time to size them up and decide if you think money's gonna help. Do you have the money? Like what's going on with you right now?
All right, I watched the report where, especially the guy up here. There's a guy up here somewhere.
But I've heard that these guys fake. Some of them fake it. They find the good spots.
They checked them out, and one day the cameras followed them. Eyewitness 4, and they'd show them fucking. Like staying out there from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. rush hour, 4 hours. They'd pick up the bucket. They'd walk 2 blocks. They'd make a left, walk another block, and they'd get into their brand new SUV and drive off.
And drive Uber.
You have no idea. Listen, over here
Uber
at this
Black.
gas station, There's a gas
Dude,
station.
the homeless guy 6 to 10:30, Uber Black driver 11:30 to fucking 4
just
a.m.
sit there and get
What the fuck?
And one day they pulled
More
up
power
as
to
he
him,
got
though.
in, one day the investigative report pulled up as he was getting to get out of the parking spot, and he rolled his window down there. When we were watching, you have footage of you. How can you do such a thing? And the guy's like, hey, we gotta all eat. Like, he had no fucking shame. And he had a sign that he had 3 missing kids and the whole fucking deal.
There was a guy on my old street, and I think they made him move, but he would always wear denim everything, had a sign that his house was going to be foreclosed on. He did it right by the mall, and he was there every day.
I bumped into a guy.
It's commit, you know.
I bumped into about 6, 7. I moved up here 2009, maybe, 2010. I moved on this block at the end. And we were living there. One day I'm walking, and some guy goes, Joey, go ahead, what's happening? Oh, no, how you doing, man? You don't remember me? I was the camera guy on this movie we shot. You shot 3 days on. You went with. I didn't remember the guy, but I couldn't tell him that. I just said, good to see you. We've been working much. And it was something. My wife was either pregnant or something. His wife, my wife's a realtor, and we started talking. I go, you know, it's funny, we were looking for a house, for a place to move to, and I connected her with my wife, and one day my wife comes back, and she's like, let me tell you something, this lady's asking a lot of creepy fucking questions. And I go, what type of questions? She goes, well, she wants this, she wants her back. No fucking way do I give certain shit out. I don't give a fuck if it ends the relationship. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason why you should have that information. And sure enough,
you got to omit some stuff, right?
These people were living in people's guest houses.
Yikes.
Like they were one of those people, like they were faking. The guy always looked like a fucking bum. And then one day when Mike Dowd came and did our podcast, like 2 years later, I tell him, Mike Dowd, stay over here. There's an Airbnb that my buddy owns. He's down the corner over here. We can pick you up. No, I want my own Airbnb. He picks some fucking hub in North Hollywood. I mean, where you could see that they killed people before. You could smell the gunpowder in the air. And when I picked him up the one day,
so he kept sending me to pick him up?
The guy who was renting the house was that dude and his wife.
No way.
And that's how they were making a living. They were renting the house and Airbnb in the whole house. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Listen, you don't know nothing. I remember about 3 years ago, before I signed with CAA, I knew this chick, and she started a commercial agency. I called her one day, and we spoke, and I've been with a lot of fucking agents.
How many? How many commercial agents?
At that time, that was maybe my 4th in 15 years, maybe 17 years.
Yeah.
How long have I been here? 20 years, yeah.
What was your main commercial during that time? What was like the one that you were like, fuck yeah, I got that?
My first commercial ever, the first one with the dog from Taco Bell.
Oh,
I just moved here, G-Money.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know what it's like. Those were the old days for commercials.
Dude, fucking.
When I first got here.
Welcome to LA.
I'll just tell you this.
Do you want to stay at the Forum?
And it had nothing to do with me. I lived on Hollywood Boulevard before you hit La Brea. And those buildings that all look the same.
Yeah.
On the left-hand side. They'll let you move in there with bad credit, no credit. As long as
East of La Brea, right? Yeah.
Like, if I don't know nothing. I don't know. Listen,
It's
I'm no
east.
fucking Boy Scout. You're on Hollywood Boulevard, and you're about to hit fucking La Brea.
I don't got a compass.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know nothing about East, West. And there, we lived in there. What the fuck was I even talking about?
About living...
about the commercial agent?
Yes.
Or something like that?
Yeah.
I was with Sutton Barton Renari for like fucking 7 years, man. And then I went with nobody for a while, and I tried these guys in Beverly Hills, but they were a pain in the ass. I didn't even fire them. And I went.
You said you got a Taco Bell commercial.
Yeah, okay. So I moved out here, and I got a Taco Bell commercial, and that's when you made cash. But when I lived in those apartments, there was a kid that was a fucking piece of shit. His girlfriend was a 12. She was 22. He had that bitch stripping over at
Jumbo's Clown Room.
No, the fuck out of here. This chick was the real deal, Holyfield. This chick was on La Cienega naked, making a nickel a night off of fucking Sean Penn and the fat fuck who killed himself with the cocaine. And oh yeah, that place over there is a pussy magnet in
Where?
'98. the place on La Cienega. If you go on La Cienega and you go towards the airport, there's a place on the right-hand side that's been there since Jesus left Chicago. And here's the weird thing. There's no real fucking booth. You got to watch them naked from 3 feet away. Hollywood has a law. I personally went in there to pick up my girlfriend one night.
Yeah.
And she goes, you got to go in there and see this. And it was the fucking fat dude before who died. What's his name? Farley.
Farley?
Sweating profusely with his hair combed back, taking 50s or 20s and just throwing them at the girl and laughing by himself. That's how I knew he was out of his fucking mind.
When was this?
About maybe 3 weeks before he died.
Shut the fuck up.
That strip club is every dude. Those girls in there make money. But back to the original story. This loser went to do a national commercial.
Yeah.
And it was Doritos.
Doritos was killing the game for a little bit.
Listen
Jay
to
Leno.
me.
Dude, they hired Doritos.
Forget about
crushed-
Jay Leno.
Yeah.
This guy was a guy like you that needed a job. Forget about Jay Leno. Who gives a fuck about Jay Leno?
I don't know.
This
Doritos,
fucking kid
man.
shoots a commercial and he goes, "Hello, Cleveland." And he plays the guitar and he picks up a bag of Doritos. Well, they shot the commercial.
Yeah.
But then for an hour or 2 or 3 hours, they shot him with different Dorito bags from all over the world in different languages. They
Just playing the
shot-
guitar. No?
No.
Just
No
he-
guitar. Just with a bag of Doritos before it blew up. They just had him pick up a bag. He would play the guitar and go,
Okay.
"Hello, Cleveland," bam. Then he'd pick up a bag of Doritos, eat it, and he would blow up in the arena. And all the kids would go, "Wow."
Doritos, like confetti.
He read it in like 10 different languages. He didn't even fucking know what he had done.
No.
He came home thinking, I'm getting scale. I booked the commercial. I'm so excited. About a fucking 6 weeks later, he comes in. He's like, "You got to see this fucking check I got." And the first, it was 1998, 97. And this check had to be like his first check after 9
Residuals
weeks.
and-
Was
yeah.
it was like 22,000 because they had to pay him for each market of the world or
Yeah.
something. And then 4 days after that, he got 40 G's. Because in those days, they didn't pay you. I booked the international. I walked into a commercial one day. This guy had already put me in 2 commercials. In fact, a Taco Bell one and shit. A construction worker with a hammer. Come on. I got this like a motherfucker.
You got construction worker.
I
down,
walk
by
in
the
there.
way.
It's international, national, fucking prime, whatever they call the prime time.
Prime time, yeah.
No, they have a name for it.
National is big time.
National, but
Yeah.
something else. It had 20 different categories. I'm thinking big money,
Platinum.
money. That dude that was my neighbor moved out, got moved into a 2-bedroom house in Hollywood Boulevard somewhere and bought a BMW. He said he got checks for a long time. There's a scene in Titanic
Yeah.
where a kid opens up the gate and she gets in it. He was an extra, bro. And they picked him on location to do that. You know what his first residual check was?
What?
You don't want to know. 50 G's?
Yeah.
Those movies, you make fucking money, those first checks.
What do you do with that money?
What do you think you do? You snort coke, you get hookers, you pay your rent, you pay the insurance on your car. It's your first big check.
Go to Dave and Buster's.
What
try
do
to
you
get
do
some
with your
Papa
first
Shot
big
tickets.
check?
I don't know. My first big check, dude, I got a 20K one from the Heat, and I put a bunch towards my car and some loans, and then I took a couple grand of it and was like, I'm gonna go on a trip, and that's what I did, right?
My first big movie check was $3,600. I thought I was Johnny Gambino.
Wow.
I remember going to the check cashing place on Whitsett, like, what's going on in this motherfucker? I hope we got enough money to cover this cash. Uncle Joey's here to shut off your fucking lights. And they take out fucking 5% and shit.
No.
Yeah, it was crazy. When I got here, people were talking about all this big money. And every movie I booked was fucking scale. Everybody would go, "Oh, wait till you get a fucking pilot, dog, 30,000. Every pilot. I shot 5 pilots in 5 pilot seasons. Not one of them paid $10,000 fucking dollars.
Really?
One pilot paid me good because it was CBS in 97. That, we didn't even fucking, I shot 2 days on it. Maybe. And they paid me a shitload of dough for those times. You know what I'm saying? That was ooh, I've been starving for fucking, at that point I was starving 5 years.
Wow.
Plus, I was getting chased by creditors. I had just gotten divorced. Oh, I was a fucking mess. I would go to comedy clubs and there would be a creditor on the phone. They want to talk to you about something. Hey, what's going on? Discover card. You never sent us a payment. What? Can you imagine that, Adam Ray? Going to the comedy store, getting ready to go on stage, and they call you over and say, there's a phone call for you. And you pick it up, and it's like, hi, Adam. American Express.
Have a great set, by the way.
And you're like, we never got your payment, so we're not going to, unless we get it by 9 a.m. tomorrow, we're going to cut your shit off, and they can't because you're an addict. And there's a scam you got. You go to a restaurant, and you get $100 worth of food, but the waiter pockets 50 and sells you a half gram of Coke, like at Mezzaluna, the place where fucking, where, what's her name was before she got slashed up in half, OJ's wife. Mezzaluna was a place that every tab was $3,000.
What?
But 2 people go there to dinner. That's a fucked up fucking restaurant.
In Brentwood?
Yeah, before all that shit, that was a cocaine restaurant. Look it up. They got indicted 3 years after fucking Nicole got killed.
Who was this?
Who the fuck you think you're dealing with? Some novice here?
No.
You think they were dropping off sunglasses to Nicole's house?
Somebody just told me that they were a, was it Wayne Fetterman? I think, you know Wayne Fetterman?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Wayne was telling me. I feel like it was him he was a bartender or at a restaurant in Brentwood that Nicole would come into, and OJ, and she would leave, and then he would just beeline to these women at the bar and like get their numbers.
Oh yeah,
like right after.
It was a disgusting, filthy relationship. Somebody had to die. Remember that season of The Sopranos that it opened up with somebody's got to go?
Yeah.
Like those two were just doing nasty shit. It never all came out. Like nobody knows the truth, bro. Somebody ended up fucking dead. That was some crazy shit. Man. Think about that. For somebody that you dated to end up dead, Adam Ray. Have you ever,
I would no, man. I've never.
No. Have you ever thought?
That's
about
a crazy level. You got to get
how
deep.
How crazy would you have to be to stab Paul in the neck and decapitate her?
I remember I threw a pillow at an ex-girlfriend once, and I felt bad about that. And it was like a soft pillow. Like it didn't. I didn't miss her.
Sorry about that, people. Hold on.
That's the feds coming out. They're like,
sure.
Finally, he admitted about the pillow incident. You know,
but no, it's kind of crazy that.
I can't imagine to try to like actually hurt somebody. That's crazy. I mean,
what would drive somebody to fucking kill their wife, their ex-wife, especially the mother of their fucking child? They were doing some dirty shit.
Yeah.
It never came out to embarrass the families and the kid and all. Listen, at the end, they threw him in jail. They're going to let him out.
Would he ever come to shows?
Will he what?
Would he ever come to shows?
I think he'd be stupid if he left his house.
At this point.
He's an old fucking man.
Yeah.
Bro.
He's moving to Florida now.
He's moving. Oh, that's
to do what?
To retire.
Yeah.
Retire. He's got a huge pension from the NFL, brother.
You think so?
I know so. That's how he makes a living. That's how he makes a living, from his fucking pension. He ain't missing meals. That's why the Goldmans can't touch his pension by law. So he laughs all the way to the bank.
Wow.
He probably gets 20 grand. Look up OJ's monthly pension. You'll find it. Your fucking head will blow
20
up,
grand,
bro.
dude. What?
Come on, dog.
Dude. Hopefully you're giving most of that to your kids, and then maybe you're going to Dave & Buster's like 2 days out of the week, get some tickets, get some fucking prizes, get a bouncy ball.
He probably owes some money for this defense.
God damn it! I need to go to the NFL.
He'll go there.
By the way, that sentence in that voice will never be said again.
No, it won't.
I need to go to the I need to go to the NFL. Dude, you know what though? The NFL seems like the fucking ticket, right?
That's so crazy. 25 grand a month he gets.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. That's $300,000 a year that he lives off. He'll go to Florida. Plus now he has to get Social Security and SSI and all that other shit that comes with it. He'll get himself a nice little small place in Florida if he's smart. The first time they take a picture of him with a white woman, he's back in the fucking news again.
Yeah, you can't go outside, man.
So, that's the problem. But he really, listen, he's 60, whatever. How much longer does he have on this planet?
He's 70.
He's 70, guys. This happened 24 years ago, 25, 23. I don't fucking know the math. So who knows how they're going to treat him now. Let him go into a community and die, dog. In a way, he paid for his sins. He didn't get to raise his kids. He didn't go to a lot of graduations.
He didn't.
He was in fucking jail. God knows what you
For
missed.
how long?
This last time he was in there for a while, and the first time he was in there for 2 or 3
I think it was like
years.
9 years.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
You know, listen. He killed her. God knows why he killed her. You know, who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows if there was an accomplice? It was one of those relationships, bro, that was toxic. We date for a while. We break up. I fuck somebody that's your friend. You fuck somebody who's my friend. Then we try to make it work. Listen, it ain't gonna work,
dude. Let's quickly recognize the willingness to cut ties by a lot of people out there, right? That go through bullshit like that. Cheated on, you're the cheater, whatever it is, and you
How
can
long
separate.
can a woman get cheated on before she goes out and sucks a dick, or vice versa?
Yeah, you know.
How many times can I catch you cheating on me before I go out and fuck somebody or get rid of you?
And then to stay in it, like, what are you bringing to the table?
Well,
once
let me tell you
do
what he
that?
was bringing to the table. He gave her parents a franchise, and whenever, and I hate to say it this way, I really do, ladies and gentlemen, but this is how you have to look at it. Whenever they went to Mezzaluna or any other Beverly Hills restaurant, the nigga played for dinner. You know, so that's the truth. That's saying it the right way.
Yeah,
he's paying. He's fucking my wife. You know, they knew he was beating her. If you knew that a man was beating your daughter, but now I'm in a predicament. I own a fucking Hertz car thing that you gave me.
Oh my!
How am I gonna get rid of my daughter? What am I gonna pick? My daughter.
God.
So there's a lot of ugly little things that were never really, people didn't look at people only looked at the fucking big picture. They never really looked at all the little things that were being affected, you know what I'm saying? But at the end, karma's always there to knock on your door. They always said karma's always going to send you a receipt. Can you imagine Bill Cosby, bro? The last 30 years of Bill Cosby's life, what he did to people. And one day, when you're retired, all you should be doing is being at home counting 20s and watching TV and getting your foot rubbed by Chinese people.
Hopefully.
Some fucking black comedian says that you were a rapist and lights on fire. 60 women come out of the grave. And now you're on trial again. He's on trial again when you're 70. What causes that shit to happen? What causes a mafia captain to be a fucking mobster all his life, kill people, maybe do 4 years here, but he left money, his kids are well educated, he goes into his 50, he become a captain, maybe he becomes an underboss, now he's making $200,000 a month, everybody's eating fucking lobster, the kids are living in a mansion, 2 of your kids are in private school, and one day it's 6 a.m.
Mr. Cosby.
It's the federal fucking government. And they come in, they take everything you got, they put you in jail for the rest of your life, and your kids have to live like fucking mooks.
Oof.
Like what's that fucking dude they did in HBO about the fucking swindler?
Oh, Madoff?
Can you imagine one of his kids killed himself?
Oh, shit, man.
At that point of your life.
No, dude.
You lived your whole life like a savage, and all of a sudden you're going to die in the can as an old man. Do you know what it's like to be an old man in prison? Do you have any fucking idea?
I've had NyQuil dreams about it.
It's not a fucking pretty sight, man. It's not a pretty sight. So, those guys that live all their lives like captains and all of a sudden die in a fucking prison, karma always sends you a fucking receipt, bro.
Yeah.
Karma always sends
By the way,
you a
you
fucking
speak in
receipt.
T-shirts, Joey.
I speak in fucking the church of what's happening now. When's the next club you're going to be at?
West Palm Beach Improv, September 7th through the 9th. If this comes out before then, will it?
Yeah, no, this comes out tomorrow, baby.
Oh,
We
great.
don't fuck around.
Yeah, September 7th through the 9th.
Professional organization here. Nobody's got to wait
I
a
love
week
it.
and a half.
I was having a flashback to the, sometimes there's certain things you do. And I remember when podcasts first hit, and there was still like a handful out there, but then like I would be on the road, and there was some kid be like, hey, will you mind doing mine at a McDonald's? And I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to do a podcast. And then he was like, I'll put this up in like 3 weeks because I got to get my audio shit together. And I was like, fuck, what was I doing? Also, I know you got a lot of heavy hitters coming through, so I don't know when this is going to drop. But tomorrow's great.
No. We don't fuck around here. We don't cover our fucking podcast.
Also, all this OJ shit's super topical, so we got to get it out.
No. We were just talking about a situation where
we were.
It's not that it's super topical. It's that we're talking about karma and how it affects different people.
Totally. And I'll also say this about that OJ shit. Like, how many instances in the entire history of our country have happened to where, I mean, I heard some OJ shit like a week ago, and I was fucking riveted. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things that you're just like...
He lived like a king here,
dude, I was in a conversation with some people, and some, like yourself, that were, like, somewhat attached to, like, what was happening, and I couldn't fucking believe what I was listening to. You know, I was so, again, just overwhelmed with the amount of information I was getting towards me. West Palm Beach Improv, September 7th through the 9th. Tempe Improv, Tropicana Laugh Factory, Vegas, all AdamRayComedy.com.
Look at you. Shit. You got any movies coming out? You got
a couple on Netflix and
Curb Your
Enthusiasm, About Last Night podcast with Brad Williams. A few other things in the works.
And I hope nobody get offended, including Brad. I didn't offend nobody. I'm old school. I grew up on midget.
Dude, I love it too. You know, it's like in my jokes. Jokes when I have, I tell story. I tell Grown Up Midget. By the way, is the name of your sitcom.
Midgets. Well, you used to torture midgets in his act, Nice Clay.
Oh.
And I would fucking die when he'd talk about midgets with their little arms and their big heads and all this shit. He would say some fucked up shit.
Yeah. Can I say this about Brad too? Like,
no. Brad's a super great kid.
Super great kid, and also like. It's just like it's really like on top of him being a great comedian, like he makes you feel comfortable around him. He goes out of his way to recognize in certain situations where people are like, "Oh shit!" Like I haven't been around a little person before. I don't know how to respond. And
he'll take the edge off people. I've seen him do it.
He puts it on himself immediately.
Yeah.
It's like it's a very underrated element of his personality and his. Just who he is as a person, where he goes, I don't want anybody to feel uncomfortable around me, and I want to be comfortable around them in turn. But that being said, look, it's a bummer that he's about to get married and now he's not going to be making cookies anymore. But it's all good.
He's a good dude, man. What's going on, Lisa?
Look at you. Good?
Those stars got to you. You've been slipping lately.
I'm doing okay.
Anyway, did you know that depending on where you get your mortgage, you can save 20 G's or more? But 80% of people only get one mortgage offer, and if you just go to your bank, chances are you're getting ripped off. You're going to get screwed. LendingTree doesn't want this to happen. Here's the thing. The average LendingTree customer can save $20,000 over his life of their loan. That's average. Half of their customers could save even more. Whether you're looking for a new mortgage, refinance, or home equity loan, LendingTree is the only place where you could get up to 5 real offers from America's top lenders, and you can compare them side by side for free. And guess what? It only takes 3 minutes out of your time. Listen, 3 minutes ain't going to kill nobody. When my bank gave me the offer, that was the only thing I looked at, and I didn't like it, and I sent it back. If I would have gone with LendingTree, but I'm not ready to buy a house, but when I do, I'm going to LendingTree. It's like shopping for flights online, only you're shopping for the best mortgage offers for you. Rates always go up and down, but regardless of what's happening with the rates, you can always get the right offer for you with LendingTree.com. Now, you sure you're ready for the best deal? Find out how much you can save today. LendingTree.com/church. Today, right now. You're looking to buy a house, right? Here's your chance. This is how to get the party started. LendingTree.com/church. Again, LendingTree.com/church. You'll get 5 different offers. LendingTree.com/church. LLC, NMLS, number 1136. Terms and conditions apply. Listen to me, people. I'm going to talk to you motherfuckers from the heart. It's August, 29th, 30th. Half of you motherfuckers are scratching, thinking to yourself, I got the right system this year to bet. I'm going to go out and beat the fucking bookmaker. Well, here you go. You ready for this? Uncle Joey's ready to set you up. MyBookie.ag. Ever since I started this podcast, every once in a while, people tweet us or ask us for advice. Lee and I always talk about the Patriots. He knows I'm money when I come to the Patriots. But people ask Dallas, whatever. Let me tell you this. when you're betting, it's just as important as who you're betting on. Who you're betting with is just as important as who you're betting on. You dig me? So that's why I always tell people to go to mybookie.ag. MyBookie has been in business for years, and their rep is rock solid. You dig? They do 100% cash bonuses, so off the bat, you're making money for doing ugats, nothing. And they got the fastest payouts. Seriously, just 2 business days. You don't got to meet some fat fucking dude at a diner on a Thursday at 4 o'clock, and he thinks he's Johnny Gambino, and he's nothing but a fucking messenger. Those days are over. You know who's going to win, right? Yeah. Lay down some cash and win big today. I'd recommend a service to my listeners. It's been good to me, and I know it's good to a lot of people. That's why I'm urging you to make your way to MyBookie. You know why? Because when you win, bam, they pay. They have in-game live betting and most rewarding player perks in the business, and an all-new mobile site that makes wagering on the go a breeze. You understand me? All right, do me a favor. This is what I'm going to do for you. Join now, and MyBookie will match deposit with up to 100% bonus of your first deposit up to $1,000. Use promo code CHURCH to activate the offer. For you people who don't watch Sesame Street, CHURCH. Visit MyBookie, capital AG, today and use promo code CHURCH. You play, you win, you get paid. You got a system? Put it to the test this week. Right now, you got college on Saturday. Get it together. Right now, as we talk. Get your account going. Go to mybookie.ag today and use promo code CHURCH. Cut the shit, all right? Take a chance Columbus did. Adam Wright, thank you for coming on.
Joe,
Lee Syatt, nobody loves you more than me. Cocksucker telling me you lived through shit.
We'll see.
Fucking 9/11
I hope
on
that's not
TV.
true.
You watched 9/11 on TV.
So did you.
No, I didn't. I was sleeping. My wife was crying in the living room. I didn't know what was going on.
Fuck.
The Giants had lost that Monday night before. So I thought some
Also a big deal that week,
It
yeah.
was a bad thing. Thank you for coming on. Adam
Joe, I
Wright.
love you, man. Thank
We'll
you.
see you this weekend. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Be safe with your family. Stay black. I love you.